Here we go. Oh, we're live, apparently. Welcome back to the Worldwide Words. How are we, boys? It's been, I mustn't have had the intro set up or whatever. Apparently we're live. We are live. Here we go. Hey, boys, how are we after Elland Road and Ruben Amorim dropping bombshells overnight? Everyone's waiting for the big sack overnight and this morning, but no news has come through. How are we doing? We've got Vin making his debut. Tom MUFC's on. We've got Jordan and our good man, Yoni. How are we, buddy? All right?
Yeah, I'm good. Loving a Monday, except for the fact that I had to start work. But yeah.
Are you back at work this week, IR?
Yeah, that was fun. It was really good staying awake until 1:30 last night for that game and then starting work early today.
I nearly fell asleep in the first half.
We're all used to it by now, so I'm pretty sure we've all been through that and we'll all keep doing that. So where do we start with this pod, boys? Where do we start? Far out, man. There's been so much. Look, I think most of us were falling asleep in the first half of the Leeds game, and then the second half come along and it was a little bit more exciting. And then all of a sudden the first half was good. Started smashing us.
Yeah, I thought the first half was good, actually. I much preferred it to the second half. So
well, you can lead the way, Yoni.
I just thought we had better attempts in the first half. I thought we controlled the ball a lot better. In the second half, it was very much ping pong. Both teams were losing the ball, so it was maybe like it was more even in regards to who's going for it. But yeah, the first half, I was fine with it. Like, yeah, except I think the first half is when Sesko had that big miss or whatever. But yeah, I'm feeling better after this game than I was the Wolves game. Let's just say that.
What I thought was good about the first half, and probably the performance as a whole, in regards to think about your nerves going into a match at Elland Road or at Anfield sort of thing. I think all of us feared the worst in regards to if Leeds start early, if Leeds start well from the start, this could be, they could sort of, the floodgates could open sort of thing. We all feared that sort of big score. I thought what Man United did well, whether it's a tactical thing or just the way the individuals played, we quieted the crowd. I don't think the crowd was sort of what Manchester United versus Leeds really sort of usually was. I thought we did a good job of almost killing the game and sort of playing the game at our pace. I do think if it came a bit of a basketball match, just in regards to the atmosphere and the feel around United, that could have been a bit tricky for Man United. So, I'm sure we'll pick apart other parts of the performance. But overall, I thought, especially the first half, I thought compared to what my fear was going into the match, I was pretty pleased with it.
Yeah, the part that got me about the game is straight off the bat, and we haven't done it all season, is we started playing out from the back. I can't remember the last game we did that with Ruben Amorim. Can you guys? Well, like where we passed it short, where our keeper started with the ball, we passed it short, and then it went back to the keeper, then we started passing through the middle. I cannot remember a game that we started doing that.
I think Leeds, it's usually us talking about 3 at the back or 5 at the back. I think with Leeds with 5 at the back, I don't think they pressed us as high as we probably usually are pressed when teams have 3 players up front. So I think there was just naturally, we just had more numbers there to play up from the back.
Yeah, it was just, I just found it weird. I actually thought to myself, I know Zirkzee came on in the second half, but the thing with Sesko that got me, I just think we played a lot into him, into the middle of the park. And I don't know who I was talking to about it. I just thought it was a very futsal style game of football where we're playing out from the back that comes through the middle. Then we'd hit our target. And then we struggled with I know Dorgu was making some good runs in that from the 10 position and stuff like that. I just thought once Sesko got the ball, there was nothing running off him. And it just lacked in there, even though we did get in behind a little bit, but it was a weird way to start the game or follow through with the game, to be honest with you.
Well, I don't think we looked convincing at all going forward until we went to 4 at the back. I thought we did not look like scoring a goal. I know we had the ball and we were in positions to, but there was no real clear-cut chances, I thought, when we played the 3 at the back. I thought we lost the ball every time we went wide. Every time Dallo got the ball, I think he lost it.
I agree with that in a way. And I can see though why it would have happened, because we started with literally like only 2 attacking players in the entire starting 10. I'm not going to count the keeper, obviously. So even if you put Dorgu as a 10 or right wing, whatever you want to call it. Like, yes, he's probably more attacking than defensive, but at the end of the day, he's still a defender. Like, so he's still going to have that kind of mindset here and there. And then, I mean, Dallo and Shaw are useless, so they might have just not even been in the game. So therefore, Ugarte, Casemiro, and then the Martinez. Like, how else are we gonna? We had no width because of it.
Yeah, I thought Casemiro turned the ball over cheaply in the first half 5 or 6 times. Really
Somebody had to take over the Bruno role. No, I'm kidding. I didn't really like that one.
But
I thought actually Ugarte covered a lot of ground in that game. I thought he played it like a dogfight out there. I was quite happy with his performance. He's not slick on the ball, which we all know, and he doesn't have that passing range or anything. But there was chances where like Leeds would go to break, and he was just in the back of them, pinching the ball around the corner and running with it.
But that's what we said he's good at. Like,
yeah, exactly. And he actually could show that in that game. I felt like, especially. You could see they got tired though. I felt there's a few players out there that when it hit the 70th minute, you could see that they were getting a bit tired.
The bar is so low for Ugarte that that was one of his best performance in a United shirt. Mm-hmm. I can probably say that. The first half, like in my opinion, it was pretty cagey. Right, both teams had their chances. What did you guys think about the goal that was ruled offside? It was a wonderful hit. It's just a shame that it was ruled for offside.
Yeah.
And that final run towards the end of the first half by Dorgu, I think I know he was a bit selfish taking the shot, but he could have passed it to Sesko. But again, Sesko had some really good chances where he could have taken a shot, but then he was just rolling off the ball or then wasn't aware of what he needs to do next. I think he still needs some time, but I'm not sure if us fans have that patience to let him go through that trajectory, given what the other striker who's now in Napoli is currently doing. So hope we fans don't compare Sesko with Højlund right away and give him some time and patience before we jump to conclusions.
Well, the alarming thing I watched with Sesko, and I've kind of seen it in previous games, but never really sort of put 2 and 2 together and really sort of confirm my thoughts. But he looks unfit. Like not usually when we talk about a person being not match fit, we talk about they're not being sharp or they're a little bit off the pace sort of thing. He looks like a cardio thing. He's just like he does a sprint, then his next action, he's really laboured in his movements, and I'm just saying.
I agree with that completely, Tom. But I think it's
looks like cardio. Like if you still beat chest, you'd get like level 4 or something.
I think he really struggles with the physical side of how quick the game is. Like he looks 2 yards behind them, and I think that's why he looks probably not like fitness-wise at a good level.
Just like cardio fitness-wise, I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I just feel like he's always out of the game. Like I just don't feel like he's ever.
What? I guess what you're hoping is that, yes, this is the first season, and in similar way to how we handle Luke Shaw, for example, but by Amorim's come in, he's seen him play for a year, and he's like, this is now going to be the way that we treat you to make sure that you're fit every week and this and that. Maybe they'll have to do something similar with Sesko so he does remain fit next season, because I also agree. And I think that's why sometimes you see like the ball, like he stumbles around with it in his feet and this and that, because he's already tired by the point he gets to that kind of like situation. He'd sprint to a particular spot and then like you're tired. So your feet kind of like fail you. So hopefully next year it would be better with a good preseason. And let's not forget, he was also injured for a bit, which kind of like, breaks the cycle for him and this and that. And then
he was injured, I guess.
And also he missed the preseason. So he didn't have a preseason. I'm not sure if he played with Leipzig that much in the preseason.
Yeah, because we signed him quite close to the end, didn't we? Like it was Cunha, then it was Mbeumo, and then it was Sesko afterwards.
Touching on that goal, Cunha's goal. Who did they rule offside? Cunha?
No,
it
was Dorgu, wasn't it?
Dorgu. It was Dorgu who was coming back after being onside.
Yes, it was Dorgu. Sorry,
it was clearly off. It's not like a Verts where Verts was obviously off, but they gave it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Don't get
our goal. That goalkeeping on our goal was shocking. If he doesn't have to come out for that. If he stays, that rolls straight to him. He picks the ball up. Like the only reason Cunha scores that,
but he doesn't know that like Cunha's going to scoff it, kind of thing. So he's coming out to kind of like make himself big.
Yeah, but I'm saying if he doesn't come out, Cunha's reaching for the ball. The Leeds defender is next to Cunha. It's not like he's open shot. Like all Cunha had to do was poke it around him and let the ball like take the momentum to roll in, where he couldn't generate any power from that angle. I'm happy he did it, but from a defensive point of view, from a goalkeeping standpoint, I thought it was a shocking decision.
From which goal? Our
goal. Like their
Cunha's
Leeds
goal.
keeper shouldn't have come out.
Yeah, Cunha's goal. Yeah,
he shouldn't have come out for
it. Yeah, but every keeper's coming out in that scenario, no matter what. No matter what, you're coming out. It's I've done it. I couldn't tell you a keeper that wouldn't come out in that scenario, especially when Cunha's traveling at that speed and the player was just in behind him at the time. A keeper's coming out every single time. And they were actually pretty similar situations when they scored in our net and we scored in theirs. Both keepers just about came out on the same angle and both keepers got beaten the same way.
Yeah,
Cunha's goal, he actually took his shot well while Cunha scuffed it. So that's why I'm saying, like, you're kind of like looking at the way the shot was, but the situation, like, you don't expect Cunha to scuff it there, in my opinion. So that's why you have to come out as a keeper.
Yeah. 100%. Every keeper's coming out for that. I couldn't blame a keeper for it either because you don't know. You could get the thing that does me, especially with our keeper, he's got he's made a couple of foot saves, but they're not a natural foot save. They're a foot save that he's probably learnt in his professional career. It's not like he's had that foot save for his whole career. It's not like a natural instinct for him. It's like, okay, there's shots on. Okay, I better stick a foot out. Whereas a keeper that's been doing foot saves their whole life, e.g. David De Gea, it's a natural instinct for him. He can make 3 foot saves in one hit because it's just normal for him. Whereas the current keeper we've got, what he does better than David De Gea is come out and claim a ball. So, yeah.
So how come you think he goes for the foot saves? Because I was going to ask you, De Gea obviously was phenomenal at that. But
a foot save is a natural instinct. It's a natural thing. David De Gea, through his career and when he was younger, would have been a futsal goalkeeper, right? One of the best futsal keepers Australia's ever had is in our Instagram chat right now, Robbie Mariara. And he trained Kira. He was the Australian futsal roo keeper. It's just a natural thing. It's one thing you have to have in goalkeeping. I still remember when a lot of outdoor keepers, probably in the last, say, 6 to 7 years, they were dead against it. And now they're training it to all their junior keepers.
Oh, okay, so it is actually something that they get trained, you reckon, now?
Yeah, they get trained it now, yeah.
That's why the men's would do it as well.
Probably about 5-6 years ago, they probably wouldn't do it. Maybe a little bit longer than that, but now it's in their training. Yeah.
So what it sounds like is David De Gea revolutionized goalkeeping. Okay, cool. It's good to know.
Yeah. Anyway, back on the game. Yeah. Look, I don't know. I just thought, I know it's more exciting talking about the press conference right now, but I tell you what, before the game, if you're going to Elland Road, you'd probably take the draw, wouldn't you? I know last night we had the shits about the draw and everything like that, but me personally, I'm happy. We still haven't been beaten since, I don't know, 2022 or something like that.
Undefeated in 2026.
Yeah, undefeated. 2002, we haven't lost it at, at Elland Road. So, you know what? Take the draw. We move to the next game. I think all the drama's around Ruben Amorim now. So, I think we'll push into talking about that. Tom, what are your thoughts on that press conference, and what are your thoughts on some of the quotes that did come out?
Yeah, it seems like it's his Mourinho moment, his Ralph Rangnick moment. I'm sure Louis van Gaal had one. Something rings a bell with Erik ten Hag in something he said, but it's that one where in 5 years' time, when we've got 2 or 3 new managers since, we're going to look back at and remember that press conference away at Elland Road. We'll be saying, have we learned from those mistakes? Probably not. We'll probably be having the same discussion in 5 years' time. Hope I'm wrong. But evidence suggests otherwise. But yeah, I do think he lost his job again. And look, no one backs Ruben Amorim more than myself, and it's not so much a backing of Ruben Amorim; it's a backing of the position of Manchester United manager. Well, we'll get into if he's a manager or not. I'm sure that's another debate. But I think he lost his job against Grimsby. I think that's when it was done. I don't think Ineos or the board have their ideal candidate, and okay, they're just going to sort of run with it. And I think Ruben Amorim has definitely picked up wind that seems the situation, that they're trying to ride this out. We'll see how long we can get, and then when the ideal candidate becomes available, maybe in the off season, learning from their mistake about bringing Ruben Amorim in at the start or mid season, that's when they'll pull the trigger. Sorry about my dog. He's a little bit excited when I talk about United.
You can join the show.
I'll bring him up here. He's aging. He's doesn't have long left, the little fella. But I think it is an unfortunate sign which we are going to look back at, and there's maybe many good lessons in what Ruben Amorim is saying, which we will look back at and sort of he was right. But it does look like the writing is on the wall. He maybe has not been told in black and white that you've been sacked, but he knows what's happening. And that's a shame, because there is no good in that for anyone. A lot of people who are screaming Amorim out and want a new shiny toy in the dugout, yeah, they'll be happy, of course. But a Manchester United team on a Saturday with someone in charge who isn't going to be there, that's not good for morale, that's not good for performance, that's not good for the feel around Manchester United as a club. It's just a sad situation. And what do? Do you sack him? Do we go do this dance again? Do we bring in an interim, or do we go bring in a Glasner now from Crystal Palace and see how it goes? Do we ride this out and continue with? Look, I think all of us agree here it's probably not as bad as it does seem in regards to what are we, a couple of points off Champions League qualification. I think all of us would have taken this at the start of the season. But if you stick with him, is that an ideal marriage at the moment to do this for the next 4 or 5 months? I don't think that helps anyone either. So it's a tricky situation. Everyone needs to be held accountable for where we are. But, it was just sad listening to that press conference, because there's so much truth in what he said. But the truth hurts, and the truth is going to hurt him.
Well, his main point on the thing that always sticks with me with that press conference was when he said, "I'm here to be the manager of Manchester United, not the head coach," which makes me feel like he's not making or getting the opportunity to make the decisions of being the manager of the football club, which I don't think would ever work in football at all. I think the manager's got to have full control nearly over everything, or have at least a very big input in what happens to affect the team and the squad in terms of people coming in, how the training's done, the formation, the tactics, because he's the one that's job's on the line. Like, at the end of the day,
someone proved me wrong. Someone name a head coach who's given proper success to a big club. Maybe there is one, and I can't think about it. Maybe there is, but a proper in regards to the way we see the role defined in modern football, who's really nailed that down and been successful over a period of time?
I don't know if he's a head coach per se, but I always think of, with Klopp, where
he's a manager.
But he wanted Julian Brandt, and they said, no, you're getting Salah instead. So it's not like he made that decision.
Oh, no, of course, there's always, look, even Sir Alex Ferguson, when he was there's always going to be communication with coaches, with David Gill, or with your board. Of course, there is going to have to be a dialogue. But you look at all the success, they're managers.
Yeah,
Ruben,
I agree.
He name dropped them in regards to Tuchel, Conte, Mourinho. He said that they wouldn't put up with this. I'm happy to put up with this.
Yeah.
I don't care what they put on the press release when he was announced a year ago, or however long ago he was appointed Manchester United head coach. I don't care what the statement said on manunited.com. That's a bit of PR. If he was told he's the manager, he's the manager. And to be fair, that position is a Manchester United manager. You're not the coach. You got 15 coaches there in the background that they can tell Dorgu how to pass the ball with his weak foot. Okay, you are the manager, because a training session lasts how long for a team? 90 minutes, an hour, 90 minutes probably, maybe, or with all the stretching included. The rest of the week, you have to manage them. You're managing a group of people. I think coaching is the smallest part of this job. And I just think
100%.
That's a job for other people.
Couldn't agree more with that.
I do agree. And I mean, if you look at the names that he mentioned / you just mentioned as well, the reason it went pear-shaped for them in the teams that they were managing is because they weren't given the opportunity to be a manager, and they were forced to be more coaches. Like, that's why Conte left. Conte wasn't happy, and then he had that explosive kind of press conference. That's why Mourinho's left us. That's why Mourinho's left Spurs. And then same thing, Tuchel. Like, so he wanted more, and they didn't want him because he wanted more. And so Chelsea was like, no, you're gone. So I definitely agree in regards to that. And just to touch on that, like, I mean, this is just full speculation, but just based on what he was saying, that I reckon the players he got over the summer were not the players that he wanted. Because in my opinion, why would you get 2 number 10s when you have Bruno and be forced to play him as a midfielder, as opposed to getting 1 number 10 and 1 midfielder? And I reckon he knew he needed a midfielder and he just didn't get it. And now we're suffering because of it. So,
well, I agree with that. Sometimes I think based on Cunha and Mbeumo coming in, I don't know if it's the right thing to think of, but I wonder if the board were worried about other Premier League clubs picking them up and they're available. So it's more of like a panic of let's get them so no one else can. Because like we were linked with Semenyo, right? Who's going to Manchester City. Where the fuck does he play? When you
I've been saying that for 3 weeks. I don't want him because we don't we play wing backs. Why do we need him?
Because he's available, the club's reacting and going, shit, let's try and get him. Where it's like, that's not what we need at all in the slightest, and that's 65 million right there.
I think them as much as I like Mbeumo and happy with him being in the team, I think Cunha we had to get, and actually I'm really happy with it because one thing last season was clear. We're also missing somebody who can run with the ball. So Cunha actually addresses that perfectly. You know, we were going for De Jong previously, who also runs with the ball, obviously different positions, but you get what I mean. And so I think once we've done that, we could have actually just skipped Mbeumo. And I love Mbeumo. I'm happy he's in the team and this and that. But I'm just saying we could have skipped it and gone for a midfielder.
But could have Ahmad played in Mbeumo's position and we could have signed a out and out right wing back that goes up and down the touchline. Like now Ahmad's kind of out of position because we've got Mbeumo. They're very similar players.
I agree in a way, but I actually also think that last season Ahmad's best games did come in the wing back.
100%.
So
I feel like he's out of position there because I don't know.
I think he just converted him. I actually think he's been converted and that is his position. Because the one thing Ahmad does really well is he presses the defender and gets the ball, and he does that from the really wide kind of position. And I think that helped us a lot last season. And Amorim saw that, and he was like, "I'm going to keep him there." But anyhow,
I've got Robbie in here. He's gone. At the time, Amorim was the best coach in Europe. Can't just turn on him. It's not for him. It's bananas above. Poor business was getting rid of Alanga. Yeah, I've got Elliot in here. I think Sesko was not Amorim's signing either. There's heaps in here. We got Dino. He's got they wanted to cash in on Bruno Enios. I'm guessing that's who he's talking about there. If a new manager comes in, Ahmad isn't defending.
Yeah, he's pushed forward.
Well, that's where it comes back to.
I'm just getting some news from Robbie that Ruben's gone. I'm just confirming it right now and checking it. Ruben's gone and Fletcher is in, and I'm like, what? That can't be happening. Yeah, it's official.
Fuck, I told you.
Are you sure it's official?
I've got X on, so I've got this happening on here. I have heard that Fletcher would be, if it did happen, Fletcher would come in, or Carrick. But
Carrick is what
I'm just checking X now.
It's I don't see anything, but it's like, it's
unless you see it on there. Unless you see it on that,
because I'm sure we'll go back as news filters through, but we're just talking about there in regards to who's the player. Did Ruben Amorim want Benjamin Sesko? Did he want this player? Did he want that player? And who was he given to? Name a player that Zirkzee didn't want. That ended up playing for Man United.
Okay, yeah.
So you knew who the blame was. If there was a bad signing, okay, so Alex got that wrong. If it's a bad signing now, we have 7 different people we're blaming, and all 7 people are right. That's it. And I just think there is just no clarity. And again, I mentioned this on the pod before. There is a need for structure. There is a need for a plan, 100%.
Okay, just stopping you there, Tom, for 2 seconds. Fabrizio Romano has just announced Ruben Amorim has just been sacked by Manchester United. Decision made this morning. Ruben has been sacked.
Yeah,
100%.
25 seconds ago.
Yep.
No way. I don't like that at all.
Oh man, yeah.
So much from me at the start of the episode. I might have been before we went on air. I'm not sure, but saying I don't think these jobs an immediate threat. I I think we'll play out for a couple of weeks.
I did say to Jordan, I said to Jordan, I made the pod a bit later tonight because I've just got this bad feeling that he's going to get sacked while we're on this pod. And sure enough, it's come through. Just to confirm with everyone.
This has just confirmed that the board will not let anyone talk bad about them without repercussions. He has had one explosive interview with media, and they have given him the flick. We are currently
someone tell me I'm wrong. Vin, feel free to disagree with me on this or agree. We'll look back at Ruben Amorim's time, and you'll remember the on-pitch results, and it'll be a failure. Of course, he'll go down statistically. You'd say maybe one of the sort of Manchester United's, especially Premier League era, worst managers. And I'm not saying I love Ruben Amorim or he's going down in Manchester United history in a good way. I wish him well. I hope he does. I hope he does well. I think it was a good thing in terms of a few things he did in regards to. Everyone knows my thoughts on the likes of Alejandro Garnacho and Marcus Rashford. I think off the field, we will. I think we're not in a better place. Obviously, we're in a bad place in regards to the ownership. But I do think Ruben Amorim, he goes with my respect. I think, okay, it's been a failure on the pitch. Of course, I do think the next manager will fail. As I called this when everyone wanted Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out. And everyone wanted Erik ten Hag. I said, Erik ten Hag will win a pot or two. Then everyone will turn on him and we want him sacked.
I was so angry when we got rid of ten Hag.
When everyone wanted Erik ten Hag sacked after the FA Cup final and wanted a new toy, I said, trust me, this guy ain't going to be doing better than Erik ten Hag. Look where we are in January 26. I just think I feel for the new manager. I do.
When we brought ten Hag in, I actually thought he was the one because of what he did with Ajax in that Champions League and that young team.
That's me as a fan. Well, we're going to bring in Glasner now, and I'm going to think, yeah, God, he's going to bring us title 21. That's a fan.
I've lost all hope after ten Hag. To me, that was the one that I thought he has got everything it takes to become the top level manager based on his time at Ajax and stuff. And again, that jumps obviously.
But it's not about what
jump.
The manager has. It's not about what he has.
No, it's how he handles this.
What's given to him? What's put on his plate when he arrived at Old Trafford? Would Sir Alex Ferguson succeed now?
I think
no, he wouldn't. There's no way he would. If anyone says Alex Ferguson would survive, he lost his first 6 years. Yeah. There's no way he survives. He wouldn't last a year, man.
I asked Adam this before we jumped on the pod, and I'll ask you guys and everyone in the comments. Has Ineos made a single decision that has benefited the football on the pitch since they have arrived at the football club? Has there been one decision that you can go, they have absolutely nailed that, and that was the best for the club?
Does that include the stadium decision too? Because they didn't get anything right till now.
It's hard to pinpoint it down to actual.
Well, think about what they did with Ten Hag. They went shopping for another manager while they had him employed, couldn't get anyone, gave him a new contract, sacked him, brought Amorim in, now sacked him. Like, they're failing as owners massively.
Yeah, they're horrendous. I'm so angry. Sorry,
I'm angry and speechless, and I'm like, yeah. I mean, like something would have gone wrong over the last 3 months when Sir Jim just came out and say, "Oh, this guy should be back for 3 years," and then something happens in the last few weeks, and now he's out the door. Does that mean Omar Berrada also has to walk or has to go away because he was solely hired out of that person's recommendation? And remember, who was that guy we waited from Newcastle to buy? Who was the sporting director?
He's gone already as well, though.
Yeah, he was gone, right? So. How are you making these decisions?
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of someone being in that position, like a Berrada, like a Sir Jim Ratcliffe, all these positions of power. That's the beauty of it. When you can make a mistake, we're going to look at Amorim. We're going to look at the next guy to be sacked. Any critique pointed at, let's say, an Omar Berrada, the critique we would point to him, okay, you wanted Ruben Amorim, that proved to be a failure, so that's a failure on your behalf. They turn around and say, I recognise it's going to be a failure. I'm getting out in front of this and I'm making things happen to make sure that doesn't happen again. Because who are we going to go? Let's go replace Omar Berrada. Who are we going to go get? If he makes a mistake, do we sack him at the end of the season? Or do we allow him to learn from his mistakes? That's the unfortunate beauty of positions of power. You're afforded mistakes. And I'm not saying keep Berrada or don't keep him. You need to. You need people to make mistakes. You need people to sort of ride through these storms. I'm not saying that he's the right man or the wrong man, but I just don't think you can go be sacking CEOs because a manager has failed. I'm not saying don't go sack him, But I just think there's no right way to evaluate even a technical director or sporting director. But it's such a hard thing, which goes back to my original plan. I know we're not going to get Sir Alex Ferguson running the club, but it's where I go back. And the less people there running the club, the better, in my opinion.
100%. Too many opinions.
Too many calls.
Yeah.
It's like who would you just want now? Like, who the fuck could come in and do a job at this point?
Assistant Solskjaer.
I just don't see a future. I'm like, what are we going to do now? Like, this is fucked.
Like, they told him he had 3 years to build something. It's been 18 months.
Mate, that was in October. They said that. Was it October? September, October?
You know when yesterday he was like, oh, yeah, I've got 18 months or whatever. You know the way he speaks and it's like broken English and this and that. Maybe he meant that he's actually done 18 months. So maybe even yesterday he knew that it was done already.
Yeah. No, I reckon he did, and that's why he gave that interview and he came out going, fuck this. I'm letting people know how I feel about this.
And if you remember it, this guy, like Amorim, all due respect, he makes these statements after every time he's questioned. Yeah, he's always having this mindset where he's not going to be around, where stability is not the key. He's always going to say like, oh yeah, if they find a better manager, I'll just walk. I don't want any compensation after the Europa League final.
You did say that. Yeah.
I mean, you don't keep saying things like that and baiting the management in terms of like, okay, probably his heart is not completely at the right place and go ahead and sack it. Not that's one of the reasons, but you certainly shouldn't be doing that. And yeah, it's really annoying that this has happened now.
Can I say a joke?
Yeah.
I've got a joke. So, because Ornstein, he posted it and he said Ruben Amorim has been sacked as head coach. Imagine if now they start posting Ruben Amorim been hired as Manchester United manager.
You're a dick. You are a dick.
I can hope. Okay, I can hope.
Well, here's the thing though. Chelsea just got rid of Maresca, who obviously butted heads with the board there. So do they think Maresca's a?
He's worked with Barada.
Maresca has a relationship with Barada and also Wilcox.
He was at Man City with Barada.
He's now available, and he was doing a good job at Chelsea, and he got sacked because he didn't get on with the board there.
What do you want? What do you want? I'll ask Adam. Adam, you've been asking a lot of the questions. What do you want from a new Manchester United manager? Is it going to get? I'm not saying Jose Mourinho, but go get the Jose Mourinho, the Finnish article, the real good sort of the manager who can guarantee trophies, or is it? I'm not saying Ruben Amorim 2.0, but the next up-and-coming manager, whether that be...
Give me Carrick.
I don't want to see... I'm asking Adam the question, but I don't want to see a former player. I don't want to see the fan base turn on someone like they did with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So I do like the theory of a Carrick or a Fletcher, but I also like the theory of that proven winner. Who that proven winner is, I have no idea. But Adam, what do you want to see from the next Manchester United manager?
I don't think... You said about trophies and stuff like that. We want a winner. We've had that. We've had managers come in like Ollie, which I enjoyed Ollie, and it wasn't the fact that that he wasn't winning trophies or anything like that, or he's an ex-player or whatever. I just think the players enjoyed their football under Ollie. I think the players enjoyed their football. That's the part I enjoyed about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I thought the players really enjoyed himself. It was a fun team to watch. Problem Ollie had was the board again went and made a decision on Ronaldo, and I thought it screwed Ollie over. In saying that, I probably what's his name? Ruben. He had a chance to keep Van Nistelrooy. He decided to go his own way again. So it's at the end of the day, it's our fucking committee up the top that's screwing every player over and every manager over. They can be throwing as much money at these players and as much money as they want in the best manager. You ain't getting anywhere until this board's gone or this board.
Considering the board, considering how they work, who do you think or what traits do you think they should employ? Do they need a young manager? Do they need a yes man? Do they need someone?
Well, we've got a young manager. Ruben's only 40. So we've got a young manager. They don't want to listen to him. I don't know what way we go. I just want to enjoy football again, Tom. That's what I want to do. Over the past 10, 12 years, How many games of football do you reckon you've sat there at 3 o'clock in the morning and enjoyed your football? It's just
maybe the last one. It was Ralph Rangnick at Elland Road. I think the 4-2 against Leeds. I think that was one of the greatest games I've ever seen. But you're right. You're 100% right.
We've had them all at Manchester United. We've had them all. We've had Jose Mourinho, serial winner. We've had, I don't know, who else do we have? Van Gaal. He's come in. What more do you want? We've had some of the top managers, and we just can't get anywhere with these guys.
I think we need. Going to again go kind of against what you just said, Adam. Is I think you need someone with the personality and the mindset to manage a football club the size of Manchester United and be under that type of pressure. I don't think a young manager. I think we've taken the two young best managers in the world at the time, which was Ten Hag, best up-and-coming manager. Everyone thought he was the next best thing, including me. Failed. Ruben Amorim under Sporting took them from, what were they, a bottom half finish when he took over to winning 3 Portuguese league titles in a row with no budget. Like, he's fantastic outside of England. So you think that's the next best thing to go and get. I think you need someone that's going to come in and just go.
Well, it has been confirmed for the next game.
Yeah, but Jordan, I think that's what Ruben's done, though. Ruben's gone in.
But he doesn't have the. I agree, but he doesn't have the credentials to be respected by the.
Yeah, but Mourinho had the credentials.
No. Yeah, but
Mourinho didn't have
the perfect candidate. Inzaghi. He plays 3 in the back. He's won plenty. He's 49. He's not a young manager. He's not an old manager. He's not past his prime either. He's made it to Champions League finals, like 3 of them.
He's good. And he gets the best out of players that he should.
And he's strict.
If the next manager comes in and plays 3 at the back, he's going to... It's just... I know what you mean.
It would just cost us like 300 million to get him out of...
Of course, but just perception is reality. And that the fans just... I have no issue with it, but the fans just won't accept it. But Adam, I'm sure you'll bring it up in a bit, but it's official on the website now. So the official statement from United, Ruben Amorim has departed his role as head coach of Manchester United. Ruben was appointed in November 24, led the team to the UEFA Europa League final in Bilbao. With Man United sitting 6th in the Premier League, the club's leadership has reluctantly made the decision that it's right time to make a change. This will give the team the best opportunity of the highest possible Premier League finish. The club would like to thank Ruben for his contribution to the club and wishes him well for the future. Darren Fletcher will take the charge against Burnley on Wednesday. So I like these kind of games where I'm sure the discussion will go back to Ruben Amorim. But I liked when Michael Carrick came in. I liked when Ruud van Nistelrooy came in. I liked when Ryan Giggs came in. Here's a good little boost where you get to see Darren Fletcher in a suit. I'm sure he'll look the part. I'm sure we'll play win. Against Burnley, it'll be a bit of a feel-good factor. Yeah, but the statement is, official. Good timing with the pod, Adam, to go live in a bit of Manchester United history.
I just had this feeling. I've got Elliot just in here. I'm just going to pop him on. He's a bit crook, but he wants to have a quick say. So I'll just put him in. Here he is, the big fella. Are you got something to say, mate?
What the fuck is going on up there?
Yeah.
What an absolute joke. Absolute joke. I'm like actually in shock. I've never been in shock so much after a manager being sacked. But I think Fletcher needs to take the job for the rest of the season. I don't think it does us any good bringing in someone now. I think we need to take the time and do it right. Put an interim in, maybe Fletcher, or maybe Carrick in for the interim for the rest of the season. We make a decision on a bigger profile manager in the off season when everyone else is
for you, Elliot. Just on that, which I don't disagree. It's all kind of all happening at the moment now, but at the moment I probably do agree with that. On Darren Fletcher for the rest of the season, though, this hampered his coaching last season in regards to a conflict of interest with the Fletchers, with his boys in the under-18s. He wasn't able to coach the under-18s. There are many issues there, child protection, everything. There was a conflict of interest there. With both now in the first team setup, I have no issue with it. It's happened before. It happened with buddy Sir Alex Ferguson and his son Darren, of course. But do you think there is again, not a bad conflict of interest, but just there is extra baggage there we don't need?
100%. Imagine he plays his sons and they have a bad game.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you see it in other
But
sports.
it didn't work. Look, saying that, Tom, it didn't work with Darren. You hear a lot of ex-players come out and they say the time they had with Darren Fergie's son Darren, it just didn't work. They didn't enjoy his company. Everything behind the scenes was just worse. They just watch what they say all the time. It wrecks the dressing room. I know, like in any sport, you would know, Tom, when you have a father-son combination in professional sport, in amateur sport or anything, it's just a fucking shambles. It is a joke. You know, the player's going to go running back all the time and shit like that. It just never works. So in a way, I do not understand why they've appointed Fletcher. I did hear a few things that Ollie and Carrick are renting homes in Manchester at the moment. So I don't know whether they're going to be part of the coaching staff or what. But I don't know what's going to happen there. But it can't work. It just never works.
Vibes. You've got to be an ex-player just to come in for the rest of the season. I mean, to be honest, it won't happen. But I'd like to see like Roy Keane just come in just for the rest of the season, and
he'd never take the job.
He wouldn't. But I think he'd ruffle.
Don't tease me, Elliot. I've had that dream for 15 years.
But that's what I was saying earlier before you jumped on. I want a manager that's going to come in. That is, so I like the way Ruben backed himself, believed in what he said, but he didn't have the credentials to go against the board. And when he did go against the board, he's lost his job. He's never won the big trophies and things like that because he was a young up-and-coming manager. If you go and get, say, it'd be a dream for me to go and get someone like a Zinedine Zidane, who's won fucking everything inside 5 years of managing football. He comes in and the board have to respect someone. Well, it's almost, they shouldn't, but they will respect someone that has won so much already in football that you can't.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm probably wording this wrong, but someone with those type of accolades to his name, they're going to respect more when he comes out and says to them, no.
The other potential scenario that I've sort of been weighing up in my head as well was obviously big talks around the Chelsea new manager,
Maresca.
and he's interviewing for Maresca going, but Liam Rosner from Strasbourg's flown into London to interview for the Chelsea job today.
Yeah, I don't want him.
Have we? And I don't want him either. But have we gotten rid of Amorim at the time because we believe that we've got a better shot of bringing him in as well because that he's come out quite a bit and voiced how much he wants to coach United down the track and things like that. He's done a decent job in France, but I don't know.
That was going to be my thing.
But
that was going to be my thing.
A sister club to Chelsea.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so that's why
I don't want another manager that's just done well in a side in Europe. This is twice now we've gone and got the best young manager in the world at the time. Twice. And they've both failed. You got to understand though, right? You got to understand though, right? Even though we're the biggest club in the world, our success has been jack shit in the last decade. We can't attract big name managers anymore. Yeah, that's another.
We can't attract big name managers
anymore. I think
anymore.
Dean put in the comments before. Who the fuck wants to come?
But I disagree with that because we just had Amorim come in and he was the next big thing. So I disagree.
United will. I get what you mean there, Elliot, but I agree with you. United like the players. Like we could finish 15th. We're still going to go spend it. 60, 70 million players are going to come. And I just think
there's people throwing in the comments, bringing Xavi Alonso, bringing Xavi from FC Barcelona.
Madrid,
we just can't attract those sorts of managers.
I'm going to read some of these comments. It's going off in here. Sorry, I'm bloody getting text messages everywhere through here, and I'm trying to run a few screens. So I've got here, box. If I don't see Jack Fletcher, ex-Tyler Fletcher, pivot with Jack as captain on Wednesday, then what's it all been for? I'm going to make my screen bigger here. Where are we?
I need that a lot.
Text. I'll have to go up a bit. I got Dino here. Tom, they'll go by 2 CMs now, so Fletcher's boys get dropped. Mate, I don't want to see him drop, but you know what? it never works. We've all seen it work in multiple different sports, and it just becomes an issue. That's for sure. The boys are probably spewing, but in my opinion, I've already got controversy because I don't think Fletcher should be the coach. To be honest with you, he's been around the club for that long, and he was behind the scenes with Eric Ten Hag. He was behind the scenes with Ollie. He's been behind the scenes with everyone over the past 5 years. So
I really think it should have been Carrick, mainly because
100%.
Fletcher hasn't done like this type of like senior team management.
100%.
Carrick did the 2 years at Middlesbrough, and the good thing is that Carrick had a good year and a bad year as well.
Yes.
So he's had that experience.
Do you not think with
maybe
Darren
Carrick
Fletcher
will take the job? Maybe Carrick will take the job, sort of, for the rest of the season. But I think Fletcher's just in there for this game.
And let's not forget that CDMs make the best managers. Like, it's just a fact. Look at Pep. Look at like fucking Xavi Alonso right now. Like,
forget the issue with, as we're discussing with Darren Fletcher and his kids, and that's another debate. But do you not think, and I know Ineos haven't been there for the whole time, Darren Fletcher's been behind the scenes, but they've overseen a lot of the time. He's been in and around sort of the behind-the-scenes setup. Do you not think, if we're being critical of the footballing department and the footballing structure, Darren Fletcher's, that's exactly who they want. It's exactly who they want. Someone who's not going to cost a lot of money, someone who's a bit of a yes man, someone who's not really going to cause too many feathers, ruffle too many feathers, and when the time comes to sack him, it's an easy target to sack. I just think you look at Chelsea's model, you know exactly what they bring Liam Rosenior in for. It's what they brought in Maresca for, destined to fail. And everyone is talking about the manager at Chelsea. What's the owner? Todd Bowie?
Yeah.
Just getting off scot-free. He's doing nothing. No criticism towards him. And I just think we've talked about multi-clubs, their models and everything, and you look at the steps put in place by Manchester United behind the scenes, and there are positives in that sort of approach going forward in the modern game. But I just think the appointment of Darren Fletcher is right up their alley in regards to it is so straightforward. And what do you think is going to happen in a year's time? We're not going to be going, Omar Barada's not doing a good job at Jim Ratcliffe. No, get Darren Fletcher, this fraud, get him out of this club. I just think we've done this dance so many times, and the club, like Chelsea, like Manchester United, are happy to do that. They will throw a manager under the bus because they are the easy target, and they know us fans are going to single that person out. It's rinse and repeat.
Do you think, I just reread the Manchester United statement, do you think they sacked him, or do you reckon he's just walked away from it? Because they've said he has departed his role.
I think he left.
We have let him, like, relieved him of his position. Do you know what I mean? The way that's worded, I get the idea of he's gone, you're not backing me in January when you said you would. You're now, there's all these issues behind the scenes. I'm gone. I'm not dealing with this anymore.
Yeah. I mean, Fabrizio said he's been sacked.
Yeah, but I feel like all those places say sacked. Like that, because they get the headlines for it. Like, they'll put a photo of Ruben on there and have sacked.
In this type of role, well, not that I've been in a position where they're talking about compensations for millions of dollars, but I think they're very much, especially the way these relationships sour. Yeah, it's a sacking, but it's I hate the term mutual agreement. Ruben Amorim's happy. Yeah. He's very happy to be sacked. He's more than happy, man. So it's a mutual sacking, you'd think.
And he's probably just walked out and he's gone and grabbed a beer or something and just sculled it and gone, fuck this, I'm out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
he'll sleep well tonight. He will sleep well tonight.
Well, mate.
How long's United's sort of gag order on these interviews? I think it's around a year, 18 months maybe, before they can talk. 18 months, I think. So we're going to have to wait a while for him to speak. But I think when Ruben Amorim does speak, it's going to be an interview.
Eric, that's what we're going to do.
I got Robbie in Instagram. I'm going to call him out. I wish he'd get over to YouTube. Friggin' hell. World Cup year. Could Ancelotti be available if Brazil don't win? Sure, Jim wants an English coach. I think Southgate would be considered. I got OG Collectibles. He's made it to Instagram. Fucking shambles of a club.
Back to Robbie's statement there is my dream appointment's always been Ancelotti, but he's retiring after he finishes with Brazil. He's made that very clear that he's done with club football now.
And also Dan Ashworth wanted Southgate, and Dan Ashworth was sacked. So no way we are getting Dan Ashworth now. It will be like such a funny thing if that happens. Who else did he suggest? Thomas Frank. So
man, look how good that's going for us.
Yeah. Oh, it's Spurs. So.
What about Roberto De Zerbi from Marseille? That's been at Brighton.
I don't think we would do De Zerbi because
you can bring Greenwood back with him.
Oh yeah.
You know
I thought you were being serious initially, and then okay, good. Because
I've been
I never see De Zerbi coming.
I've been reading and watching a little bit. I've been reading and watching a little bit around sort of like the England setup with Tuchel and stuff, and I'm reading he's not enjoying international management, and if England don't really do too well at the World Cup, he could come to us after the World Cup, maybe.
Well, Tuchel's actually come out, as funny you say that, Elliot. Tuchel's come out and publicly said that his job is to win the World Cup, and then he's just there for the tournament. That's it. That's what he's employed to do. He's on an 18-month deal with England. Get to the World Cup. They've employed him to win the World Cup because he's a winner. He's a tournament manager. Look how he does in the Champions League. And then at the end of the World Cup, he's back to club football, I believe.
You know who
I called this a few years ago. Wait a second, Johnny. I called this a few years ago. Ange Postecoglou is available.
No,
I wrote Big Ange already in our chat.
Yeah, no.
No chance.
I love Australian manager, but Jesus Christ, we concede enough goals already. And then play fucking high line with Maguire and Delete.
Another new system. Fucking hell. Jesus. I'm just going through the top 10 managers that are available. Far out. Enzo Marac. Zinedine Zidane. Everyone's still going on Gareth Southgate and Jubby. So,
no. You'd go. I think the top 5 options would honestly be. So not in order.
Thiago Motta.
No.
I'd go inside.
No. Seen him in Juventus. No. He'd put Juventus in the ground.
Yeah. Inzaghi, Emery, because they're both winners. Then I'd probably go with the Palace manager. I can't even be bothered.
Glasner. Oliver
Glasner.
Yeah. That for me, that'd be like the 3. Then I guess Carrick as well. And I would love to say Iriola, but the issue with Iriola is that it's the exact same situation we just had with Amorim. The next big thing, even though he's done it in the Premier League, but it's the next big thing, Yeah.
Imagine if we just got Emery. We just somehow pulled some strings and we got Umar Emery from Villa straight.
Emery would be
Villa in a title race.
I know, but it's never going to happen. But it just amazing.
I'm sure we could get him out of Villa. Like I reckon we could. Like if we interned it for this season, I reckon next season he would come.
Am I the only one? And it's hard to gauge everyone's opinion. I think I'm right in sort of evaluating everyone here. When Mourinho left, there was Solskjaer's got the job, a little bit of excitement. When Erik ten Hag came in, this is the new guy, a little bit of excitement. It's boring now, the new manager. I don't like Manchester United is my life. The new Manchester United manager, head coach, however you want to look at him, he's going to be my god until he gets sacked. He's going to be up here for me. He should be all I care about. I don't care. They've drained the enjoyment.
Same cycle time. That's what the problem is. We do this every 2 years.
And that's what I was saying to you before, Tom. You asked me that question. I'm not into it. It's just like until something happens upstairs, it's just going to be the same shit again and again and again. Tom, we have this discussion all the time when we meet up. We always have discussions about Manchester United and we go into depth about a lot of things. And until something happens, and we always talk about the Glazers, now we're talking about Ineos. It's just until something changes up there, and we all thought Ineos was going to do a fantastic job when they came in. I think Ineos is. I think a lot. Look, I might get crucified for saying this, but I think Ineos is trying to bring money back to the club. Do you not think that
the job they're doing is going to cause a lot of pain and a lot of time?
That's right. They're trying to bring the club back out of debt, right? And a lot of our fans don't have the patience for that, right? Mm-hmm. But the main factor we need in this club first is money. We need money in this club. We can't fucking keep going into summer and whatever into January and August wondering, can we buy a player? Or we have to sell someone to go and buy someone. You just can't fucking run a club like that.
The income we have,
it's not sustainable, man. It's not sustainable. And half our fan base don't fucking understand that. It's a joke. They go, just go buy him, just go buy him, just go buy him. And these are half of our fucking supporters in the New South Wales Supporters Club. They just go, why don't we go buy him? Because we can't. We're in that much shit in money and debt. I wouldn't be surprised if we have no money in the club. The best person to get on this podcast is Johnny Wong. He reads their friggin' numbers, and that's what he loves doing. Just to get it through people's head. We can't afford. The ENEOS is doing, you ask what ENEOS has done. They're trying to get fucking money back in the club, and that's one thing they're doing. We've got to go through hard times.
Look, I agree 100%, but it's the catch-22 and the balancing act in regards to the huge, real, I wouldn't say easy avenue, but the easy path to get that money in and sort of ease the purse strings a little bit is qualify for Champions League football. Now, how do you qualify for Champions League football? You've got to go spend money to bring in good players to improve results. But if that's not possible to go and sign a Semenya or whoever, what do we have at our disposal? Can a new manager, I'm not saying he will, but can a new manager increase our chances of making Champions League? If they believe that is the right thing to do, okay, it's the right thing to do. I disagree. But, okay, fingers crossed that is the case, and then we go into the back door of the Champions League, and then that's the first step of, okay, maybe investing a little bit more on the pitch. But, look, I've agreed with what everyone has said on tonight's show, and it's kind of weird. Like, these are days that kind of a historic moment. Not often, it's become a far too regular occurrence, a Manchester United manager being sacked. But in regards to the grand scheme of things, in terms of the history of Manchester United, it is a historic day. So it's definitely one we'll remember. And look, I do agree, as I said, with everyone's thoughts today. And it's just my overriding emotion. I need to go back and scroll through Twitter and YouTube to get everyone else's opinion. But my ultimate motion, I know when I log on to Twitter, there's going to be so much joy. There's going to be, yes, we're free. Amorim ball's gone. Sack this guy. Manchester United can move forward. Today, that's not a. I had no enjoyment today.
Backwards today.
A man lost his job. The Manchester. It's a bad day for Manchester United. You could look maybe in 5 years, it proved to be a good decision, and we can look back at it as a positive step. But as things stand today, the emotion is just a bad day for Manchester United. That's never good.
Tom, just to throw the question back at you, who would be your ideal manager to come in?
Honestly, and look, I live and breathe football, and I could talk. I don't really talk tactics on here or sort of online sort of thing, but I'd love to have a tactical discussion, talk about what this manager will bring, what that player will bring, of course. But I've been doing it for 10 years. I'm bored of that discussion. I'm sure we will have plenty of those discussions, but this is not the approach. This is not the way ENEOS should be hiring their new manager. But my feeling now, just where I'm at is wrong. This is not how you should appoint a manager. I'm just going on my emotion. Yeah, I like Zidane. I love Zidane as a player. I liked him as a manager. Yeah, go get him. Xavi, I liked him as a player. Carrick, Fletcher, I love them as people. Manchester United players, go get them. I don't know anything about Iraola or Glasner. So they're at the bottom of my list. I'm not appointing a manager because I like them. You got a better theory? Go get the manager with the most trophies. Is that going to guarantee anything? Go get the next up-and-coming manager. Is that going to prove anything? I'm not saying anyone's wrong with those approaches, but you ask me who would I like to see? I have no idea. I have no idea. I think if timings were different, I would entertain a discussion around Tuchel. I think if it was a different time, if he gets knocked out of the group stage of the World Cup, he's going to be getting the Gareth Southgate treatment, and it's not going to be a discussion. So I have no idea. I wish I did.
It's a tough one.
I know we are talking about like the next managers and everything, but like out of respect for what Ruben has done with being in this position, what are your kind of thoughts? Like, what are your memorable moments under his tenure? If there were very few moments in the last 14 months, but not because of Ruben. We remember those, but it did come under his wing. So
look, I've got one, and Adam, you're not going to like this. Many discussions around this. A big thing, I think, getting rid of Marcus Rashford, and it's not Marcus Rashford specifically, but just that the idea of getting rid of Manchester United's the face of Manchester United sort of thing on the pitch, Alejandro Garnacho. So I do think a lot of things he did off the field, these press conferences, I think those are potentially good things for Manchester United. They might not feel it now, but maybe hopefully in 5 years' time we can look back at those being positives. But yeah, in regards to numbers, stats won't lie. He'll go down as a failure in regards to results. I do look at pick a result. Okay, Leon. I think Leon. That was one that I cried when Harry Maguire scored. I'll hold my hand up. I was doing it tough at the time. Harry Maguire scored. I cried. Harry Maguire again. He must have something to do with Harry Maguire. Anfield. I think not often you win at Anfield. I think that's definitely a moment. But unfortunately, it's few and far between, and they're not including trophies.
Here's one for you. Look, Tom. By the time Ruben got rid of Marcus and that, I used to have this discussion with Dino all the time. I agree. He needed to get rid of those players, and he needed to get rid of Marcus as well. Over the past year and a half, his football just let him down big time. He let himself down. He let a lot of people down, and that's not the type of player I want at Manchester United. Even though I still think he's one of the best players United's ever produced. But you can't carry on like that at a club. And he saw the door. But the question I'm going to post is now, being that Ruben has gone and Ruben got rid of these players, there's a lot of players out on loan. Does the current manager that we bring in start bringing back these players that are all out on loan?
The issue that he's going to have there is a lot of the players that are out on loan have got obligation to buy in loan deals. So therefore, to bring them back, I don't know how that works in the contract.
Chelsea had an obligation with Jadon Sancho. He's not playing for Chelsea.
Yeah, true. But like Rasmus Højlund's one, I know it's just one player that he probably won't come back. Is if Napoli qualify for the Champions League, they have to sign him. Napoli are currently winning the league. Do you know what I mean? Like they're going to qualify for the Champions League. But that's just one of the few players out on loan. So I don't know what you guys think on that. I'd like to see if he'll come back. I'd like to see Rashford have a chance at another major
straight away. Just to like really like
push it in.
Yeah.
Well, Dave makes a good
looks
point,
like
right?
they'll buy Rashford. I think it's looking more likely that Barca will buy him.
It's just a contract amount for Rashford though at Barca because they struggle so much with having the finances. Like they couldn't even get Dani Olmo over the line until the last day of the window because he was signed for the club, but they couldn't register him as a player because they couldn't with the PSR and stuff over there. They didn't have the money to be able to put his contract in.
This is I've got.
Do we see more? Do we see more of Kobe Mainu? Do we see more of Kobe?
Depends on does Darren Fletcher change formation straight off the bat and go to a 4-3-3?
100%. I've got box 606 here. He said the only guys I'd recall long term would be Vitek and Amas, which Vitek's the keeper.
I think he's only coming back if what's his name goes away.
I would recall both. No problem.
Yeah, Vitek was so much better, even like because
he was such a good keeper, man. Unreal keeper. Very good keeper. And
Dave makes a good point here in the comments, Adam. He says Ruben's honesty was the best part, like Ralph Rangnick.
Yeah.
The problem, I loved the honesty in both of them, but that's what got them both sacked at the end of the day because of the people did not like the way they spoke about the board and things like that.
But
I love that he talks honestly.
You look back at Ralph, like, do you remember how everyone was like, oh, he's a clown, Wreck-It Ralph, blah, 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 all the Muppets. But then, again, you look back in hindsight and you're like, he was right. And so many people, like so many fans at the time are just idiots. And it's the same thing with Ollie and this and that. Like, look at Ollie in hindsight now. Ollie was easily our best period. And he had 2 finals. If he just wins one of them, I think he would have stayed. One of them was like 14 penalties. Like, it's just unlucky.
I think every manager, and again, they almost all came to almost a untenable stage. And again, preferences, I would have sacked him. I did think we improved here, sort of thing. But I could make a strong case. If anyone wants to sit down with I could make a strong case that looking back in hindsight, which is very easy, every manager should have stayed. I think Louis van Gaal, as boring as the football was, should have stayed. Jose Mourinho, we took the wrong path. We went with players over manager. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I agree, we should have kept Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Eric Ten Hag, look how it went under Ruben Amorim. Yeah, we should have kept Eric Ten Hag. My question to you, Vin, I'll ask you, do we get a manager bounce? We all assumed we were going to get the manager bounce with Ruben Amorim.
We're playing Burnley, and then we have Arsenal and City.
Yeah,
Brighton
and City.
FA Cup,
Yeah.
But the last time a manager had these back-to-back challenging games was Ruben Amorim, and he didn't see 2 years at this club. Forget about
the other thing you got to remember too, like no matter who comes in, right? If Fletcher's going to come in now, he's still got a team full of injuries and players away on AFCON. So he's going to have no.
The last game yesterday, our average age was 19. Like in the bench, sorry, our average.
Yeah, that's it.
Was 19. 21. Like it's fucked. 21 was with the keeper. I'm not counting the keeper. 19.
Yeah. So it's not going to be any different. I think it's not going to be a miracle or anything like that. It's still going to be the same. We're just formations are definitely going to change. Are definitely going to change. So I don't know, boys. Look, I think we'll wind it up there. We'll see what happens. I think we've got a game. We've got a game in a couple of days, do we?
Burnley.
I've never looked.
Yeah, I'm
Thursday morning.
Thursday morning. So we've got a game Thursday morning. Thank you, boys, for coming on. A lot of people in the chat. Obviously, the sacking today. We went a little bit later tonight. I just had this feeling it was going to happen. I just had this feeling. I don't know what it was, but usually when you turn on Enios and you're gone. So
can I tell you guys that because in the beginning of this pod, Tom was talking about how he has a feeling that it's going to happen. And in my head, I was like, no way. Like, no chance. I reckon he's here for at least another 6 months. Like, I was so sure that it's not happening. I just preferred to happen during the pod.
I knew it was happening, but I didn't think today. I thought it would be 6 or 7 weeks.
6 months. I thought he's finishing the season.
Yeah, same. I thought he'll finish the season and they will mutually disagree that they
go back and look at the interview, the press conference. Go back, and especially now in hindsight, we can go back and look at it. Yeah. He was told yesterday. I think he was told post-match. I think he got a nod from someone when he's walking back down the tunnel. Said, tomorrow morning, let's have a chat in the office. I think he was told.
I think you're right.
Probably he was told the same way Ange was told after Forrest sacked him.
No, it happened.
So he came all.
I don't know. I think he, again, for my opinion, you guys could be against it. I reckon he's been told you've got to the end of the season until we find the replacement. He's just gone, I'll walk now. I'm not being your little caretaker manager to the end of the season.
He would do that.
But that's what I mean. Like, he's not the type of person to be like, he knows deep down that he's probably going to get the sack at the end of the season. They're just buying time to get there. And he's gone, well, I'm not going to be a little puppet to the end of the season.
I also, I honestly don't think that he feels that his reputation as manager is hurt because everyone knows Man United's fucked. Like, it's not like people think, oh, United's such a good club that they've been doing so well. Like, people know that we were bad. People know how good he was at Sporting. I reckon he goes to Europe. He gets a really good job again, and he'll smash it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think you're right. I reckon he was told a while ago. I reckon they're close to signing their manager that they want, and Ruben's just come out and gone, "Fuck yous, I'm going to spill the guts and just let it all hang out." And he's probably just sitting there going, well, look at all the dramas now. I don't have to deal with anything. So fuck yous all. That's what
it's like done. That meme of the girl that burns the house. You know the meme of there's like the young girl who's burning the house. That's what it's like. And Tom, you know how you mentioned that
Elliot. I'm going to call Elliot out here. Are you fucking cooking something? You muppet?
Is that noise?
Elliot.
I think he's not wearing his headphones.
He's fucking cooking bacon and eggs. Are you cooking bacon and eggs? Seriously. This is the kind of shit.
What are we on? MasterChef Australia here, mate? Fucking
hell, we're doing MasterChef.
North
Queensland, boys, see? North Queensland. So professional.
I've seen it all.
Oh, Elliot.
Yeah. Well.
Anyways.
So where do we go from here? I know we want to end it, but
let's keep going.
I just wanted to keep going. I just wanted to drag it more.
No, keep going. I'm happy to talk it out. It doesn't bother me.
Where do you think we'll finish? Like the last time Eric was sacked, we were 12th, and then we finished the season 15th, and now we are 6th. We have sacked the manager.
I think with the league, I had this discussion when Chelsea, which went a couple of days ago, obviously the same thing, when they sacked Maresca. Oh, Chelsea been found. That's why they sacked the manager. Look, Chelsea has standards that they're not doing good enough this season, so they sacked the manager. That's how a big club acts. I thought Chelsea about where they should be, 5th or 6th. I think United in and around probably the same as Chelsea. I think in regards to a squad with the challenges we face, I think around 6th. a hell of a lot better than 15. So I think we are sort of where we are. I think at the start of the season, what was everyone's goal? European football. 6 gets us that. Does it get Conference League? Does it get Champions League? Does it get Europa League? That's a discussion for closer to May when we know how the coefficient sort of falls. But where will we finish? Yeah, I thought Ruben Amorim was going to give us a bit of a bounce last year. That didn't happen. Who knows what this new manager or head coach will do. But I think we are in and around where we'll be. And that's 6. And is that a good season? You would say no. But in regards to ultimately taking a step forward and achieving some type of goal in the future, you'd have to say it's a hell of an improvement on 15th, and the need for European football is big. So where we're going to finish, I think, was the question. I think around, where we are, around 6th.
That's a point that I've made quite a bit. Like that in the beginning of the season, we said we were going to be between 4th and 8th. And so we're actually like in the middle of that. So in my opinion, in that regards, we're actually tracking as expected. And you know how you mentioned that you reckon he lost his job against Grimsby.
Yeah.
I actually don't think it, like for me, I don't think that was the game. I actually think the games were like the Brentfords, the Evertons, the West Ham games. Like, because Grimsby was early on in the season and you're kind of like, you don't really know where you are.
So Grimsby for me wasn't so much the game, it was the way he was speaking after, almost like this press conference. It was these words which sort of alluded to, he knows. It wasn't so, look, the performance, of course, it wasn't so much my memory of the actual performance or result. It was pretty much what he said.
See, for me, like, I think it's once those performances happen, that's when the ownership was like, nah, he's probably going. Because I can deal with a manager, and this is my biggest negative about him, right? I can deal with a manager who's trying hard, which I think he is trying hard, but is learning from their mistakes. And I just don't think he has been learning. And he's been making, honestly, the same mistakes. And that's the biggest issue. Like, if he was learning,
right,
we were still losing, I could cop it because we're learning, we'll improve, especially for a young manager. But the fact that he was actually still making the same mistakes, still fielding the 3 in the back when it clearly wasn't working, or like still playing Bruno as the midfielder when that leaves us a space in the back because he doesn't track as well as, let's say, Casemiro and Ugarte in regards to like breaking up play, things like that. So I think those performances, because this run was going to be the run against the easier teams, and I'm sorry, like Wolves are shit, like West Ham are shit, like it's like they are really bad.
You mentioned a name there, Yoni, and I think it's the name. It's the first time it's popped up in this whole chat. And if Emad's still in the chat, he'll enjoy me bringing this up. Bruno Fernandes. Now, he's been at Manchester United longer than Ruben Amorim, but there is no doubt there is definitely a connection and a relationship there, and a respect. There is obviously interest, and there is obviously a path to when Bruno Fernandes leaves Manchester United. There is no doubt about that. My initial emotion now, off the back of this fast tracks Bruno's exit from the club.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
Because now we're not going to be winning the league in the next 18 months or 24 months or whatever the case is. Like, that definitely not going to happen. So now Bruno will go. And we do have...
What about Diogo Dalot?
He can go.
I think Dalot will stay for a while.
Yeah. I'd drive Dalot to the airport if he needs. Fuck him off. Mate, I'm sorry, but every game he makes a fuck up, and we didn't really touch on it too much about the Leeds game, but that inside fucking ball is rubbish. But he does it every time with his left foot. He just fucking drags it around the corner as a little flick pass.
But that's another mistake coming out of Amorim, because Amorim would play him on the left so often. Like,
that was on the right. He was playing right back. Right.
Okay, that one was. But you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, he would play him because he's versatile. So we can chuck him here. We can chuck, and when we don't even need to.
I've just got a reply to Tom from OG Collectibles. Hear my prayers.
Emad and I have a very...
I love you, Emad. I love you, brother. I love you.
Yeah. Him and I really have strong arguments about Bruno. So
I think Emad loves an argument with Bruno. The day he leaves, man, I think you'll see Emad. He'll be dancing in his garage.
I'm convinced he's Ricky from the United Stand, like just an old man who hates Bruno for no reason, And
I'll throw in another number 8 in regards to a manager discussion who technically has had some type of Darren Fletcher, Michael Carrick experience at Manchester United. My favourite number 8 at Manchester United.
Nicky Butt.
Nicky Butt into a manager discussion.
Try him in. Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Mate, we can't do any worse, can we? Far out, man. But you were saying earlier in the pod, Tom, you don't want any former players.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. I know.
What can you, mate? You can, as a United supporter, and this is what people don't understand. I was at futsal this afternoon, yesterday, and I'm talking to people there, and I think I put it in our chat as well with a few of the boys. I said, following Manchester United's like a marriage. It is. It's like a marriage. You love them to death, but they give you the shits no matter what. But you still love them, and you just keep turning up for your family, and you just keep going. And it's what it's all about. And you just still laugh
part of
about
anyone, and everyone will say no, and I respect that, and I agree, and I get it. We've been so blessed. My child was blessed in the experiences we had. We've absolutely seen it all, and now I haven't enjoyed this bad spell for Manchester United. But deep down, I remember I would say negative of my childhood supporting Manchester United was the tag, the glory hunter. You only support Man United because they're winning.
Oh, it's the worst, man.
In the back of my mind, I always thought, I would like to support a club that was sort of mid-table or something, and maybe I'd like that a little bit more.
10 years.
But now, just in regards to what I do think this has been good now, our fan base, I think, has behaved embarrassingly over the last decade. But I do think for the core of Manchester United's fan base, this last 10 years has been good for us. I think it has given us a taste of what being a football fan is. Because our childhood wasn't being a football fan. That was just Premier League, Champions League, FA Cups, great football every single week. That wasn't real. That doesn't happen. That was 26 years of perfection under Sir Alex Ferguson. Now we're getting a real taste. And look, I'm not enjoying it. Getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch Manchester United get battered, no, I don't enjoy it. But I do think when we do win the league, whenever it is in 5, 10, 15, 20 years, we did go 26 years without it. I think I wouldn't say it'd be worth it, but I think it'll feel that extra bit sweeter.
I've just got a question here from Emad, and he's throwing it to me. He's got Adam. Who do you actually love from this Manchester United?
Bruno.
I know.
Bruno. No.
Bruno.
I can
name three players.
Tom Heaton. I've had many conversations with Tom.
Bruno.
That's for sure.
Bruno. Ahmad.
I can't say.
I love Ahmad because Ahmad just plays with his heart on his sleeve kind of thing. I love watching him play.
Kobbie Mainoo's still got credit in the bank. FA Cup final winner against Man City. For now, he's up there.
The thing for me with Manchester United is obviously the badge. I always look at the badge. I never look past the badge. The stuff that happens with the Glazers and stuff like that, they're things I can't do anything about. I can't do anything about it, so I have to run with it. It's the same with the team. It shits me every time, but I still get up early mornings. I still watch them. I still want them to win. I still get the shits when they draw or lose or just like on the weekend. But I just love them. I just cannot stop following this team. It's a drug. I've always said it is. And, mate, I've got a museum to prove it. But you know what? I've enjoyed over the past, I've enjoyed Harry Maguire coming back, even though I used to think he can't pass or used to turn on his wrong foot all the time, and the guy was under pressure. But I've enjoyed that. I'm going to enjoy now watching Kobbie Mainoo come back. He's had a hard time under Ruben Amorim. I think all those rumours about him leaving now, he'll be in the middle of the pitch. There's little things that go along. I still want Mason Greenwood to come back because I still believe all that stuff was bullshit. You know what I mean? I just love all that stuff. The drama.
Can you imagine if Mainoo actually now comes back the next game and he wasn't injured? So, like, it was actually
you mentioned all those things.
It would not surprise me, Yanni. It wouldn't surprise me.
You mentioned all those things, Adam, and here we are discussing how bad it's been, and it's an absolute shambles, been run into the ground, and the club isn't what we used to love, sort of thing. Besides City and Liverpool and Chelsea, again, probably Chelsea as well, but I don't really class Chelsea and City out there. But definitely Liverpool, throw City in there as well. Name another club who's had a better 10 years. No one.
I haven't. I say this all the time.
Clubs will kill. Obviously, but clubs like, let's say, an Aston Villa or an Everton or a Sunderland or a Newcastle, they would kill to be in the position we're in. Yeah. And we hate it.
Arsenal will say that they're happy where they are, but they don't win trophies.
I was at a cafe the other week over at Clovelly, right? And we were going into an Irish bar, but we decided to have a coffee first. This blonde sort comes out. She goes, you're lucky I'm serving you coffee because you're Man United supporters. I said, oh, why? Who do you go for? She goes, Arsenal. I said, you're putting shit on me and you just haven't won a trophy in the last 20 years. I said, we've won friggin' 5 or 6. I said, you'd love to be in the position we are. She just walked straight back inside and never said nothing. I said,
you didn't get your coffee either, did you?
I never had a coffee. It was Mark and Tony, so she may have spat in it. But you know what? Don't come at me with this shit. I mean, still won more trophies, so don't come at me. It's just like, you're a fucking joke.
So Klopp's coming in? No.
Could you imagine?
Actually, you say that, and look, I don't want to entertain
have a
it.
relationship.
Well, I just think, how many discussions we had earlier in the chat, and who would suit this situation we're
I wanted
currently in?
Klopp before he went to Liverpool. Like after Dortmund, that's when I wanted him because he actually would have suited us perfectly at that time.
Look, I hate Jurgen Klopp with a passion, but I do think traits-wise, if there is someone who I would bet against others to potentially succeed in this situation, maybe he's got something about him, and the piss that he would boil at Anfield would be probably worth it. So, yeah, okay, I've got a new top of my list, Adam. There's my final answer, Jurgen Klopp.
Do you guys put Jurgen Klopp in that top tier?
No,
no,
Jordan.
I was very worried Tom was about to say yes then, and I was fucking about to go.
No chance.
When people put him above Mourinho, that's when I'm like, no, I'm sorry. Like,
no, you can't be. You got to win.
Klopp,
There's no, you don't get a medal for coming second.
Klopp is below Ranieri.
Yeah, Ranieri is a much bigger miracle than Klopp's winning. Fucking
I think Klopp was great for the game. I think he was good for football.
Personality-wise,
definitely entertainment. Definitely.
Yeah, I think in regards to great managers, I think, and he's a very good manager. Of course, he goes down in history, but nothing compared to obviously the names you obviously do throw out in those discussions.
Here's a question for you off top. Who were the great entertainers in the Premier League as managers?
Conte.
Conte. Yeah, for sure.
Mourinho's always got something to fucking do on the sideline. Van Gaal was a funny one.
What about Van Gaal when he went to ground with the
Van Gaal's always makes you laugh.
I always think when I think of entertainers like that, I think all the names there and minds are drawn to the top of the table, drawn to your Chelsea's, your big clubs. I look at Sam Allardyce. I look at sort of managers like that. So down lower in the table, but it's just a shame.
Big Ange in his press conferences was amazing because Big Ange would always just like, "Nah, mate, you're wrong." You know, like any dumb questions like that.
You are 100% Australian. Like,
I loved Ange's press conferences though.
Yeah,
I think what Ange struggled with, and this is my perception. I could be well wrong. I don't know the man, but everywhere he's been, my guess, especially in Australia, Celtic, I'm not sure the dynamic of the Japanese league, but it always feels he was at the big club. He was always in and around the title. And that comes with an ego, that comes with an arrogance. Okay, you're the main man, you're managing the best team, so you're naturally going to have a little bit of confidence, a little bit of arrogance. But when he came to Tottenham, he carried that arrogance like, I'm the main man in this league. I think, calm down, you're managing Tottenham.
That's where they ended up having the big issue where the Spurs fans wanted to lose to City so Arsenal doesn't win the league. Or whatever it was, and that's when the first rift really happened between Ange and the entire club, really, because he couldn't fathom that because he comes from big clubs. He wants to win, like he doesn't want to like lose a match just because.
Does he look like he's going back to Celtic? Because Celtic, they look like they're on the verge of sacking their new guy as well. I think he's
just lost to Rangers the other day, 3-1. Like it was pretty bad.
I've got something for you here.
Losing, and then they ended up picking up 2 wins and lost the Rangers.
I've got something here for you from Robbie. He's Italian, and he's on an Italian football chat, and apparently it's going off. And they're all saying Aguirre, is it?
Aguirre, from Milan. Allegri. He's not coming.
Allegri
from Milan.
Allegri. Yeah.
He's coming second.
Been said a lot, apparently.
I mean, Allegri
he's coming second right now with AC Milan. He's not leaving. He's only just got the job. Like he's been there 6 months.
Yeah. But obviously, Allegri's really good. So
he was the one that won everything with Juve. For 4 years of dominance.
That appeal, though, which we were discussing earlier, who's going to come to Manchester United? And we're not going to attract the managers. I just think we will. Like the challenge, a manager probably knows they're probably going to fail, but the slight chance they succeed at Manchester United, you'll go into a category all by yourself. And I think that challenge, that appeal, He's always going to be there, and that's a good thing because it gives us that hope.
I think that's slowly fading, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, look, it's slowly fading, but it's there. It's always there.
Like, because you look at what happened with Ten Hag, right? So he was brilliant at Ajax, took the United job, and then he's gone to Leverkusen after Xabi Alonso left, which the squad just got pulled apart when Xabi Alonso left. So he then taken that job and he failed there as well, unfortunately. And now he's like gone back to back backwards. Does that make sense?
Probably a wider discussion I'll throw in and around that, and I'll throw to Yoni or Adam, feel free to answer, but we're discussing how bad football is at the moment. It's boring and it's not really what it was in regards to the sporting aspect of it. How much do you think, and I think a lot of that is obviously in regards to grassroots and the way players are developing, but at the elite level in regards to the product we're watching on the pitch, how much do you think the worst football is the constant turnover in managers? What's the lifespan of a manager now? 12 months? Maybe 15 months? And I just think if there was more stability, if every manager was there for minimum 5 years, like you see with Pep Guardiola, like you see with the Mikel Arteta, like you saw with the Jurgen Klopp, the successful teams are the ones who have the managers there for the longest. And I just think would the football improve if we weren't sacking managers every 18 months? I
think so. And it aside from like the whole like identity part of a team and, you know, like them creating a chemistry or whatever, it also comes from the players. So like they suffer in their development and improvement as players if they have to learn different systems and different approaches and things like that every 15 months, 18 months, whatever the case is, because you can start learning, you can improve and this and that, but you'll never become that elite level that you need to be if you're changing your approach all the time. You might be like, you know, what is it? It's a master of none. Like I forget the actual saying, but like good at a few different things, but master of none.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Rashford came out and said when he got interviewed on The Rest is Football by Gary Lineker and Alan Shearer. Or might have been Gary Lineker and Michael Richards.
is that
bring him in?
Big Sam.
Rashford came out and said that, Yoni, that he felt like the turnover of managers at United just really hampered his performances because one week he's playing this system, they finally get to learn it and get kind of good at it, and it's just start all over again.
That argument would be so valid if his first season under Ten Hag wasn't so good. You know, like he should have
kind of shot himself in the foot there, didn't he?
Yeah, the second season was Ten Hag, but then he was shit.
So. I used to say that all the time about him. But then you go back and have a look at his goal consistencies. Even though he's the only player since Fergie to score over 100 goals in that time, he just let himself down so bad. If he stayed professional and everything like that, and like literally, like I don't know if they look at their own stats, he was literally only 4 goals of breaking Ronaldo's record at Manchester United. Not that that's high, but it's still an achievement to score more goals than the greatest.
How many young players on that, Jordan? How many young players come through and sort of reach sort of superstar level, which he did at 19, 20, 21 years old, get to that superstar level and then continue to go and have a superstar career? I think Erling Haaland's probably one where, but Erling Haaland's like just not in a bad way, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but kind of a weird individual. He's a bit awkward. Yeah. Like he's not your natural sort of flamboyant sort of real person.
Very,
I think socially, but I think
he's an anomaly.
He's one for you though. There's a few that I can name that do.
Focused, I'd say Haaland's like very focused. Yeah. You know, like Ronaldo and Ronaldo's mentality of I want to be the best. I think Haaland has that. Like, and he just like I just want to be the best striker there is. Like that's what I'm going to be. I'm going to do it. That's it.
There is those weird players like your freaks, like your Mals and Mbappes and things like that are young and still handle it, but none of them are inside England. That's the thing. Yeah. There's no media coverage in England. Like you play one bad game for Manchester United, man, and you're fucking thrown into the bus by media.
I would say that happens though in if you play for Barcelona or Madrid, it does happen. We just don't see it as much because we don't read Spanish and this and that.
Yes.
But they get destroyed. Like if you have a look actually at Rashford, because we were talking about him, because the last game he got subbed off at halftime or whatever the case is, he got like destroyed by the Spanish media.
But David Beckham was a prime example of that at Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
man. But we don't see that.
Absolutely smashed, man.
Yeah,
I've got programs of David Beckham when he was at Real Madrid, and so, I mean, admittedly, the program that I got, it's got him complimenting and everything like that. But you used to see some of the articles back then. Mate, when he left United and then he had his first season, the second season he was there, he just got absolutely battered. especially when what's his name went over there, Fergie's assistant, became his manager. Yeah.
Carlos Queiroz.
Yeah, Carlos Queiroz. Yeah, he absolutely got smacked by him. And then the media, and then
your original point, Adam, saying in regards to Marcus Rashford, let himself down, and look, I agree. There's also, which I'm not fully endorsing this side of the argument, but there is a strong argument, especially at a club like Manchester United. Clubs let some of the individuals down in regards to the way they protect them from the media at a young age. Like when Marcus Rashford scores a double, he's the face of Manchester United. And I just think,
it's crazy.
We can sit here and say he shouldn't go out, he shouldn't wear that, he shouldn't drive that car. But it's very easy. Like for someone, they're living in a different bubble. Like he has a different mindset to us. He's completely different, and they just develop as people differently to us. And I don't know what it's like. I can sit here and judge and say I wouldn't make that decision. That's a wrong decision. I can't judge that. So I think Marcus Rashford.
You know what? The thing is though, Tom, most people would go, it's only because of the young these days. Fuck, Makeda did it. Makeda did for United. Goes and scores a winner for United. Scores the following week as well, I think, from memory. And all of a sudden, Manchester United's blowing him up like nothing else. And you know what? The thing with the class of 92, they were all young. They came on, but they had players around them that would pull them into line straight away. So
on Gary Neville's podcast, where he does it for Sky, he does 20 minutes after the final game, he brought up the Alan Hansen quote saying, "You win nothing with kids," and he said, "Alan Hansen 100% right. You don't win anything with kids." Because obviously it's a line celebrated by us, of course, in regards to the banter. But we do know the story. But you go back and look at that team. There was no kids in it. There was 4 or 5 kids. The rest was Cantona, Roy Keane, Bruce Schmeichel, players like that.
The core of your team has to be world-class experienced players for you to succeed in football. I believe, anyway. I think there's 3 or 4 positions on the field. We still don't have that, do we?
We still don't have that. We may have a Casemiro, we may have a Bruno, but outside of that, okay, you got Harry Maguire, you got De Ligt, okay, you got Delot there as well. But in all those players, we have this conversation every single week. Who's the player going to be pulling the younger players into line? It just, you would think Bruno does, but it's just the same convo.
Some of the names you just rattled off are quite, like, I think De Ligt is, I regard him quite high in defending in his position in the world. But I always go back to the thing, what's the best attribute any player can have? Availability.
Yeah.
Being fit. There's no point being the fucking world's best player if you're not playing.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
God, we've gone on a bit of a rant here. We're not even talking about managers.
I'm going to throw a question.
This pod's been shot right now.
What do you guys think is going to happen to Project 150? Are we still going to win the title by 2028? Remember that big statement?
Well, the latest reports I've heard, and I haven't actually clicked on them, so they might just be someone tweeting nonsense. Who knows? And I don't think there is anything sort of reliable out there on it. But just 1 or 2 messages have come through in and around Old Trafford. It seems like maybe there's a discussion in and around, or maybe not the new stadium, but more of a look to sort of renovate. I don't think that is to be the case. But if they are hundreds of millions away in valuation of the real estate around Old Trafford, and that's not going to get done, is that a potential? Again, that's not a manager discussion, but that'd be a hell of a U-turn if they go back to redoing Old Trafford rather than the new stadium.
But that goes back to what I've asked you guys before. Like, what actually have they done for the club since coming in that has been a positive?
I think, look, and I agree, and I'll jump on not the bandwagon, but yes, but critique, of course. But I do think, and it is a defense of them. I don't want it to be a defense of them, but just the reality is, the job they had to come in and do, or they've decided to do, it's shit. We're not going to like it, but it's there. The next 5 years is just going to be to cause pain. Nothing's good going to come of it in the short term. They are, unfortunately, and we don't like it. It's a long-term thing they're doing, and that doesn't do anything for us now. And that's not to say they're not making mistakes in that process.
Yeah,
but I just think,
because
it's. I don't want to wait 5 years.
Let's not forget we were in a shit spot when they took over. Like, that's the thing. Like, Glazers for 15 years, like, rotted us.
So I did a bit of a search on this because Jordan came to me about this. So I'll rattle you off some stuff here. What Ineos has done right. Admitted the structure was broken. that matters more than it sounded. Recruitment was dysfunctional. Football decisions weren't being made by football people. Power lines were unclear. What else have we got? Removed Ed Woodward's commercially led model. Began separating football decisions from business. Put performance, recruitment, and long-term planning back at the centre. I mean, that you look at that now, it's just not happening. You know,
in all honesty, everything you've just read it off there is all stuff that they say they're going to do, but nothing has actually happened.
No, they have.
I know it's a long-term thing.
They have. Those first ones I read.
Before the Ineos came in, we didn't have a proper director of football. Like we had, what's his name?
Yeah.
You know,
you got Omar Barada, you got Dan Ashworth, you got Jason Wilcock, and you got Christopher.
Another
Burrell.
question is, our recruitment now under Ineos has been better than recruitment for the 5 years before. You can't say that's not true. Like,
and what do I care about? Sort of a new sort of jacuzzi at Carrington sort of thing. But you do look at the structural neglect from the Glazers. The first thing Sir Jim did, one, he's purchased it.
Yeah, sorted that out, man.
But his investment in regards to buying the shares off the Glazers, that initial sort of cash up front. But then I'm not sure what was it 350 million he was allowed to inject, or around 300 million just into the club. The Glazers have never put a penny into the club. So Jim put that money in, and then I think it was a £50 million upgrade of Carrington that hadn't been touched in 20 years. And again, I want to see goals on the weekend. I don't care about the new set of weights they have in the weight room at Carrington.
It does affect the players, though, doesn't it? That stuff.
It's something, and it's not the be all and all. It's
Ronaldo
the
complained about it.
Look, with my train of thought, I was just reading TikTok then, but my train of thought, where was that going? Tom just said something. Oh my God, where's that going?
Do you want to, if you're stuck, do you want to just bring it back to the topic and the former manager Ruben Amorim, who this was about?
Thinking about like the money he injected into Carrington. Oh, that's what it was. Do you think Ineos is actually blown with the Glazers? Like their discussions can't be all friendly and everything like that. There is no way. There's no.
What they're doing in terms of their language and that show of investment, what that is doing, whether it's not verbal in a press release, but what that's doing is telling the Glazers, you effed up. We're fixing all your mistakes. It's not saying you've done a bad job, but that's what it is saying.
It's always embarrassing the Glazers by doing this stuff. What is it saying?
But they're also in business, so they need to. Everyone goes to work, and you have to get on with it. We don't really get on with, and it's workplace politics. It's life. It's just unfortunate where we seemingly have no control. I know we like to think we have control as fans, and deep down there is a root where we do have sort of control and power. But in reality, when we're talking about a £5 billion worth value of the club, we don't have too much power, and it's frustrating because we have so much power over everything in our lives, except the one thing we all universally love, which is the football club, and it's just frustrating.
Yeah, and so. Where do we go from here, boys? I think we've discussed just about every part of the club so far. I don't think the only other thing we haven't discussed probably is our youth system right now. You know, with Amorim, the youth system's going well, but we need them playing exactly the same as the first team. This is probably where it did go wrong for Amorim as well. He was bringing in all those youth players, sitting them on the bench and everything like that, but he can't put them into the first side if they don't even understand his system, let alone ever played their system where they wouldn't have. So we need a manager to come in that actually looks over the whole lot, and both youth and first team all play that same system. And you've got to be relentless with that. You've got to be. You can't just let your youth go and do what they want and the first team do what they want. Because when you do start getting players jumping from team to team and everything like that, you got players like JJ Gabriel coming through, who's 15 years old. He's been playing his own system in the youth. By the time he gets to 18, you can guarantee if he stays at United, they'll want to call him for the first side. So you need that type of player to come in. Sesko's the prime example right now. He's never played Amorim's system. You can see it. And then all of a sudden you expect him to hold up a ball. You have players running off him and everything like that. Just doesn't work.
When Ineos came into the picture, right? There was a term that was thrown around quite often. It was something called game model, right? And towards the end of Eric's tenure, he was using that term a lot, talking about game model, where it was all about the first team plays the formation, how they play, and it will transcend into both the women's side and also of the younger generation or the youth squads. It will transcend into that. And that's what was really annoying when they made the decision to hire Amorim, because Amorim always came up with this thing saying, I'm going to play my 3-4-3 formation or 3-4-2-1. But it was just Amorim's first team that was playing that formation. The youth squad and everyone else was playing their own actual game model formation. So probably, I know now they realize it's too late, that we can't go back and start using more money and start changing the way every team plays. It's a poor business decision in the first place, but probably now, just like Dan Ashworth sacking, okay, we realized he's not the right guy, so we sack him earlier rather than making him stick around for 3 years, then hire someone who understands how youth and everything, how every team plays together, like how Darren Fletcher would know about it, and start giving him a turn, saying like, okay, you got this role for the next 6 months, see what you can do. So I think that's what needs to be done, and that's what Ineos wanted to do by looking at the Manchester City's footballing model, where it transcends into all the other squads and even around the community.
Look, Vin, I think I'll agree 100% and echo Adam's thoughts as well in regards to moving forward. That is such an important aspect of sort of developing for the first team, which will ultimately, hopefully, improve results. I look back at it just in regards to this time with Ruben Amorim, and just it's Agate's first touch, it's Dorgu's passing, it's Šeško's shooting, it's Onana throwing the ball in the goal.
It's not actually Ruben.
Well, I just think we just haven't good enough players to perform at Manchester United, whether they're playing everyone's right in regards to that theory, in regards to playing the same football. Of course, that is going to help, but I just think so many of our sort of flaws in our game have just been a lack of quality.
Yeah, 100%. Well, welcome to the stage, Dino. The floor is all yours.
How's everyone going? All right? Everyone all good?
We're better now, mate. We're better now, Yuri.
I sort of missed the last little bit, but going back to the youth system and stuff like that, that's not Ruben's job to take over all that. That's why you have a sporting director. Ruben's job isn't to come in and change the whole youth system to his setup. The club has an idea on how they want to play, and that comes down to the technical director or the sporting director in Jason Wilcox. So you bring Jason Wilcox in and you bring Ruben in. They both play completely different systems. When was this ever going to work?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Ruben Amorim, he loses his job over it, but then we never really look at real detailed discussions around a Wilcox or an Omar Barada or sort of figures like this, because, and it goes back into this head coach versus manager. Do you bring in a player? Do you bring in a manager? Do you bring in a Ruben Amorim and me as Jason Wilcox saying, okay, you're going to play 4-3-3 today. You're going to make this substitution. Why are you there? Why is the manager there? You bring him in for a reason. Let him do his job.
That's the funny thing about Australian sports. Like, we call everyone a coach. Like in the rugby league and that, there's no manager. It's always the coach and all that. So unless the coach is coming in to take control of everything, he is literally just a puppet that gets on stage, makes press conferences, does this, does that, while the other three sit up in their little VIP box and don't get anything. Remember they argued the other week?
Yeah.
Like, you look at that now and go, well, was that this discussion? And Ratcliffe was there going, nah, he's going okay. But then you got Jason Wilcox, the football expert, going, nah, he's shit. Like, you just don't know now.
Well, I was speaking to a former well-known name in Australian football who used to manage an A-League club, and that club's no longer around, so take your pick on sort of what Melbourne club isn't there. But he used to have to text the team, the starting 11, the day before the game, to the CEO to say, this is the team I'm playing tomorrow, any issues with it. The CEO, he said the CEO, I don't know who the CEO was, but had no football. He wasn't a football person, but he was given the green light on this starting 11. And this is a former Socceroo having to text the CEO saying, is this team okay for Saturday? No wonder they're not a club anymore.
Yeah.
But do you reckon Arteta has to do that?
Well, no. Well, that's the thing we discussed in regards to success. Name a successful head coach in regards to the way that's defined, and everyone's struggling. They're all good managers.
The problem is though, like so Pep's been around forever. Arteta's been around for a long time. There is no young manager coming through now that has, like, no one allows them to do that.
Yeah.
Because everything's about money now. And at the end of the day, we can hate it, but that's the truth. Everything is money.
Yeah. I got one for you while he's on a little bit of a quiet, sent by Robbie Moriara. This will be a very good laugh. So this little fucker, I tell you what, he knows how to stir the pot. For bits of
but I don't know. Is it legit?
Garnacho.
Is it actually legit though?
I don't know. I wouldn't put it past him.
It would be his brother if it is true, but I still don't think it's true.
You'll see him next week in a fucking Jadon Sancho jersey or something, fucking walking around.
But like when it got announced, right? I went on the Manchester United Instagram page, and there was literally 120,000 likes after 2 minutes. Do you reckon those 120,000 likes, people actually read what it was about, or just saw that Man United posted something, we better like it?
Yeah.
No, they just like it.
Like,
mate, it's 100%. They never read it. We had this
worst
conversation
one ever.
earlier.
Yeah.
It's
the worst one ever I remember was bad. And it's, again, at the time, I feel bad that at the time I kind of sided with the play, and I look back and I'm disgusted that I did. But remember when Jose Mourinho was sacked, Paul Pogba put out an Adidas advert or something with a pose, like a bit of a smirk on his face. And at the time, I wanted Jose to be gone. I was an effing idiot for thinking that now, looking back at it. But that was just a real sign of play power. And here we are with potential. It wouldn't shock you. And that's not to say Ruben Amorim should keep his job or shouldn't have. But it's just a real sign of the times that
well, it's like Mourinho's famous line on saying he achieved greatness by finishing second at United. Like, this isn't like this has just happened this season. It's just been going on forever, and it's just a cycle. And you know what? United will probably sell more advertising and all that bullshit today than they will the last week, all because of the news.
Well, they say, and I know nothing about it, I need a financial person on to sort of get the ins and outs of it. But they're saying a huge part of the Glazers' sort of fortune in regards to where they've actually made, besides the sale or a potential sale, where they get a lot of their money through Manchester United is in and around when they do sack managers in regards to the time of when they sell certain shares in regards they know sort of the trends that are going to sort of follow news like this. And they say
that was another thing. I also thought because they're on the stock market and all that sort of stuff, they had to announce, like, have a board meeting before they actually sacked a manager.
Oh, I'm sure the people who need to know, I'm sure.
But because it's on the actual share market, I thought they had to make it public, that meeting, before they actually... I thought there was some rule on that sort of thing.
There's always a lot of talk. I don't know the details and the sort of fine details of that. There's always talk in and around that. I'm never quite sure exactly what the protocol is.
So who are we signing tomorrow for a player?
We already signed Darren Fletcher. I think he's playing with
we've got a midfielder.
Yeah, he's playing centre. All jokes aside, after watching the Leeds game, what 11 could actually go out there and play? Because risking Casemiro, who died like a donkey after 20 minutes. Like, there's a lot of players there that can't play 2 games in a week.
You know, the one that caught me was Zirkzee. Midway through the first half, the second half, might even been the first 10, 15 minutes of that second half, I'm calling Zirkzee being tired and injured. The next minute, he's running 90 metres with the ball. Yeah.
Junkyard dog.
I thought it was one of his better displays.
Who's playing?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Like
we don't have anyone.
No one.
Do you have to rest Shaw and play Malacia?
Probably.
Midweek?
Probably have to.
No
against
way.
Burnley.
There's no way Darren Fletcher's going to friggin' drop any of that squad that was against Leeds on the weekend.
But I don't know if they've got the legs to back it up.
3 months.
It won't matter whether they got it. Darren Fletcher will want to try and get off to a good start. So he's not going to go and play his 2 sons in the midfield.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying okay, it's a good start. We beat Burnley 1-0, but lose Luke Shaw for 3 months.
You have to think though as well, not to get.
Up.
You have to think which it changes the dynamic huge, and not to get into a 3-4-3 or 4-3-3 debate. But when you do change that shape just a little bit, the numbers do change. But there is far more room for manoeuvring. At the moment, we're counting 2 midfielders, where at the moment there's 3. When you change that, and suddenly someone, oh, hang on, now they're an option, but they weren't an option in the previous system. So I agree, it's going to have to be pretty much close to that system. But if you have to drop a defender, well, suddenly that throws in an attacker. So suddenly, a Joshua Zirkzee starting over a Lenny Yoro, for example.
Man, I said this to John last night. I'd love to see Zirkzee and Sesko play up front together, because I know they were a bit messy last night, but some of their play was amazing.
I think Sesko needs that. He needs somebody to play the balls to him and like do the nice things for him to just have the opportunity.
Scottish manager, 4-4-2 away at Burnley. A bit of a throwback.
Well, the thing with Sesko that made him, like, again, I don't think he's that player, but when he played at Leipzig, Xavi Simons played pretty much as a second striker.
Yeah.
So he played almost what Zirkzee played when he came on
for Bologna. But that's where Zirkzee played for Bologna as well.
Yeah, but he did actually. But whereas Xavi Simons played, it was like that role of just playing off Sesko. So it was all like these little passes in between the lines, even though I don't think Sesko's got the pace, power and shit for the Premier League. It's just, that's another conversation. But that's where I think Zirkzee and him actually got more out of the two of them, because they're not isolated up there. I think Sesko needs someone just off him all the time.
But the thing I did enjoy about that, like when Zirkzee and Sesko were playing together, and that when they were playing a little bit behind, even for Cunha's goal, he slid the pass in between the lines. And that's what I did enjoy about it. I think it was the pod midweek we had. And I was saying we don't do that enough. And yet, as soon as we changed to that 4-4-2 system, they were looking for that run, that nice run between the lines. The ball slid through. I think there was actually one other time. I think Zirkzee just hit it a bit too long, and it went to the keeper into his 18-yard box.
Yeah.
But that's what Tom, we're talking about football changing. I do miss that a lot with Manchester United. I miss that ball, that killer pass. I really miss that. I really enjoy that pass that slides in between the two defenders and stuff like that. We don't see that enough at United, and I don't think we've seen that for a long time, especially like with Bruno dropping so deep. I'll be glad to see Bruno fucking get up on the pitch, because that's what I think will happen. I don't think Bruno will be playing as deep when he comes back.
Do you reckon the AFCON players are going to be confused when they come back?
Mate, they'll be on the socials just like everyone else.
Well, the good thing
they
is
haven't got reception over there at the moment. They've probably got no idea what's going on.
well, the good thing is Cameroon play Morocco, so one of them's coming home.
Yeah, one of them's
coming home, or Mazraoui.
So are we buying wingers now?
Who are the wingers? Okay, if we play 4-3-3 on Thursday, full squad, right wing, left wing, and Bumo on the right. Who's
Cunha
your left winger?
Cunha with the left, yeah.
Nah, Ahmed can't play on the left. He just doesn't have it.
Cunha as a
Brian
left
can
winger.
play on the left and Ahmed can play on the right.
Nah, you play Cunha on the left. You play Cunha inside left.
Yeah,
What about Mason Mount? Where's Mason Mount? Mason Mount
plays in the 8. Plays in the 8. Mason Mount is a box-to-box player. He's where he played so well for Chelsea. He just doesn't get utilised there for Manchester United. He gets pushed out to the left. If he plays as the left side in 8,
on the left.
Bruno's a 10, Casemiro's a 6. Then you got legs around Casemiro. I'm fucking telling you, boys, we need 4-3-3.
Who are the legs around Casemiro?
Mason Mount.
Oh, stop it.
Major.
He gets injured every second game.
What happens if we go
We're talking about if he's
4-3-3?
fully fit.
What happens if we go 4-3-3?
With Lotto tomorrow, he's never fully fit.
Yeah, but we're not talking about winning the fucking lotto, mate. You can go back to the comments if you don't mind.
I just don't see Cunha playing wide left. Even
he would be a wide left. He'd be like what Rashford was like when he scored 30 goals, an inside left. It's not even a left winger. It's like a left forward. He plays off the shoulder.
So then unbalanced on that left-hand side. So it's not a 4-4-2 or 4-3-3, really.
What's that?
So, like, you're going to have an unbalanced system again because you're still going to have Cunha tucking in, and you're going to have Brian and Burmo tucking in as well.
No, Brian and Burmo stays wide. He's got to.
He doesn't, though.
Yeah,
we can
you can't play both of them. You can't play both.
You know
of them
what?
coming
I think
inside
we've
'cause
just
it's
sorted
unbalanced
out
as a
Manchester
squad.
United's management system. Dean and Jordan, get over there.
Yeah, we just put Shea
What were
Lacey
you
on
saying, Tom?
left.
Who would be the face, though? Because we've both got dodgy faces, so...
Oh, I couldn't be the poster boy. No way. We'd lose all our followers.
Especially with that dirty moustache going on.
Yeah, look like a little Mexican, mate.
I know. I
What was your
just
question,
wanted,
Tom?
like, even Heaven
Tom,
last
go.
night. Like,
Just
you go,
ignore
Tom.
Dean. Talk over him.
No. All I was saying, here we are, universal, saying 4-3-3. We're going to do this. We're going to play here. Okay, Darren Fletcher goes 4-3-3. Everyone's in their favourite spots. Burnley 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do?
I don't come back on this podcast. I'll tell you that.
Tom,
much
you're
free.
killing us, man.
Last thing I see of me.
Burnley away, it's a tricky game. Like, this is not...
Next
Manchester
minute, we're
aren't
fucking
fine.
sacking Darren Fletcher.
The problem is...
Imagine the interim getting sacked.
But the problem is, all our experienced players, apart from Casemiro, aren't fit.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
Casemiro is the only
That's what I
one.
mean. It's a tough game. It's a tough game, where Burnley. And it's just...
Yeah.
Even if we're flying, I wouldn't be too confident there.
And I don't think we can back up after 2 days with our squad. Like,
Agreed.
Hey, trick question. Why is Darren Fletcher hired as an interim football manager and not a football head coach? Like an interim.
Oh, was that the
football head coach?
terminology? I didn't know that.
Probably because he was part of management beforehand. Like that.
yeah, probably.
He's already wearing the suits anyway.
Does Darren Fletcher wear a suit against Burnley?
Has
I think he does.
Is it
I'm
home?
more worried about who replaces Fletcher for the under-18s.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. What day? Actually,
Wayne
they're on a bit of
Rooney?
a winter break. They
Wayne
don't play
Rooney
for
could
2
come
weeks.
in and
Nicky
coach
Buck.
Kai.
Bring back Nicky Buck.
I don't think Nicky Butt will ever come back to the club.
Fabrizio Romano just posted a thing saying Ruben Amorim remains under contract until June 2027 at Manchester United. The decision today was not mutual. He didn't quit or decide to part ways. It was 100% the club's decision. His contract remains valid for another 18 months unless there's a new club to appoint him in the meantime. So the club is still going to pay him the next 18 months.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
That's
money in the drain.
That's where the 65 million went.
I thought
I think we're still playing David Moyes like in like Jose Mourinho's like third season. David Moyes' contract was still up.
My God. Yeah. And we
got
just
a
started
comment here.
2026. So
I got a comment here from Dale Stroner on Instagram. Gary Neville is probably the happiest person right now.
But did you guys watch
think you would
Gary
be.
Neville's podcast last night?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were talking about that.
He pretty much backed Ruben in the fact that he was calling
Yep.
out the people. And Gary spoke about how he's sacked managers in the past, he's got it wrong and how hard, blah, blah, blah. But he actually came out and said, I think Ruben's just used my name because I'm the number one sort of pundit. But the last few games, Gary's actually praised Ruben for the way that
I think
he
Gary
made-
Neville's never really gone in
No.
because any manager, let alone Manchester United. Well, there's been criticisms directed at them, of course. I don't think he's ever actually been too bad towards the managers in regards to his views.
he made a big comment in his
because he's an owner of a club.
he made a big comment where he's like the hierarchy are making the job impossible for him to do.
and
then Alan Shearer said one to earlier on the rest is football. Listening to that before I jumped on while I was having dinner,
I hate Alan
and he
Shearer.
goes,
He hates United.
he's-
I'm sorry.
they were talking about Ruben Amorim, and he said he's fighting a losing battle with the board.
As the next guy will.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. But
And
these
you
are
got
like
6 random blokes on the other side of the world can see that, but it's not going to change anything because money talks. Like, you know what I mean? Like the Glazers are still getting their dividend every quarter, no matter what.
No, it's been paused for 2 years.
Oh, please, come on, Yoni, wake up.
No, it has to be. Otherwise, it would be on the financials.
So they're not making any money over United for the next 2 years.
that's absolute
Of course.
rubbish.
Of course, they
that
are.
2 years ended
Yeah.
yesterday.
Adam,
Yep. Sorry.
Have you got rid of all those?
people from Singapore messaging me? Sorry.
Mate, focus on the
comments on
podcast, mate.
YouTube were all
Priorities. I'm
weirdos.
sick of this.
I know. Mate, you should have seen the YouTube comments. There was people all sorts of weirdos out there talking about Saturn and Pluto and all sorts.
They're friggin' all bots, mate. I have to delete them as I go.
Apparently, we're all gay.
Did someone ask me a question? Did they? Did someone ask me a question?
No, we're just making sure you're awake.
Oh, I am. Well, I had Norman from Singapore message me. Yeah, I just started getting YouTube.
In saying all this, do you actually think we'll buy anyone, considering the manager didn't have a say in his signings anyway?
No, I don't think we'll buy anyone. But every January we have this same conversation, and maybe we might bring one, but we it's
probably
like
loan someone.
But we had 65 million last week for something.
I gotta go. Yeah.
Just clicked over. Right. You got 10 seconds and it's 2 hours.
But like,
you want to be for 2 hours,
where Ruben has been frustrated by there was 65 million a week ago and now there's nothing. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's where I go back to saying, do you think the Semenyo one, I think maybe, I don't know, either Cunha or Mbeumo, but do you reckon they were bought because they were available and they didn't want other clubs to come in and get them? Because it could have been seen as a missed opportunity for the board to not pull the trigger on these players. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, Ruben had no say in all this. So because he's been sacked, what's changed? The club should still have a process on who they want to bring 100%. In and stuff like that. Yeah.
I don't think there is a process. I don't know. I could be completely wrong.
Mate, we'll be chasing Belieber till the very last day of the summer transfer window.
I think what is interesting now, and it has been a hot topic, and both sides of the argument have been right in it. And it's been unfortunate how it has played out. And at the moment, he's injured with Kobbie Mainoo. I haven't liked, because I love Kobbie Mainoo, and I always back the position of the Man United manager. There's no doubt that there was obviously friction. It wasn't a happy camp between the two. It will be interesting now because we want to go spend 80 million on this midfielder, 100 million on this midfielder, go spend 60 million on this winger. Okay, not now, not this season. But cast your mind back to when Kobbie Mainoo's in his prime and he's sort of coming through. If he was doing that at Crystal Palace or he was doing that at Sunderland, we'll be wanting him for 90 million, 100 million pound. We have a player there. Is he going to develop into a player? Who knows? But I do believe there is something special there. If he does come back and he's got his head right and he wants to play for Manchester United, he gets himself fit and he performs, yes, we still need investment in midfield, of course. We still need to go and buy players. But we don't need to go sign a 100 million pound player if he's that man.
But we just got rid of Rashford, who was pretty much exactly what Kobe was.
I know what you mean. Well, far different stages.
Like, Rashford scored over 100 goals, blah, blah, blah. He was sort of going to be the face of United and all that, and it just went to shit. So we go out and buy, Cunha and Mbeumo for, 120 million or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean?
When did Rashford's... I don't want to say decline, but when did his time at Manchester United start to sour? Well, at what age was he? How old is he now?
28, isn't he?
Okay, so say 26.
Yeah, 26.
How old is Kobbie Mainoo? 20?
20.
Yeah.
20.
Yeah, so I know what you mean, but far different stages. I think you got to give Kobbie Mainoo, see where his head's at, if he can get himself fit. If the new head coach, manager, whatever it is, likes him, then he can perform. I do think we've got a player there, which we just
find it outrageous his brother did.
As we joked around before, if he's fit tomorrow, does that change your opinion on him?
Yeah, well, look, he might just naturally be fit for this game. That might have been the plan all along, and we're going to sort of have tinfoil hats on saying no. It wouldn't be a good look. No, so
to be fair, though, they did say that Bruno and that might make the bench for this game.
I saw Bruno on Mount, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Jordan
will be back. Kobe will be back.
We're going to have a full squad playing against Burnley.
You know you love your four at the back.
Yeah.
I've been missing Harry Maguire.
Do you reckon DeLitt can play in a four at the back,
man.
considering how slow he is?
Yes, but he can't play with Harry Maguire.
So who do you put there, Martinez?
Yeah.
Do you reckon he's quick enough to cover?
Yeah, because DeLitt can't. He's got to be pretty much the stopper, and Martinez got to play the stopper. Yeah, so you've got to have one. Like, DeLitt can only man mark. He can't mark space because he's too slow.
Yeah.
But that's what he did with Ajax. He played in a four at the back, and look how exceptional he was. He was 19, captaining him into...
But that Alvarez, who was next to him, was quick as.
Little and quick.
Yeah. But I think he was quicker than Martinez and that.
Yeah, he is.
And he was like... Did he have Timber one side, and he had the
Talafugio, the Argentinian left back.
Yeah. Who were rapid. Yeah. So
I think Masraoui was a right back actually. He came from.
Well, was he? Yeah.
Yeah, they had quick, and they had Frankie De Jong in front of him. Frankie De Jong's rapid for a 6.
Yeah.
So I think Delict can do it, but I think he's got to be in a team that probably dominate the ball a bit. To be fair,
I just think if the chances there, we have to, like him and Harry both have to go, and we have to start fresh because the injuries are just killing us. Yeah. Like as you said before, you can be as good as you want, but if you're not fit,
100%. The most important thing is availability.
Yeah.
Can I just bring something up just to sort of wind down, and I just seen it pop up on my feed there, but something we haven't discussed and something I want to take a little bit of enjoyment in today. Has been a bad day for Manchester United. Anyone see the Fulham goal against Liverpool?
Mm-hmm.
What a
I've heard that was.
What a strike!
Harrison Reid from fucking. He nearly mishits it though. He like slices across it.
I think that's intentional though. A lot of them do that. Poor Scholes was very good at doing that, like slicing them top in.
We're talking about Harrison Reid though, not Paul Scholes.
Yeah. Scholes downplays his goal against Barcelona. Says it was a bit of a missing.
Oh, I know. He says it's a shank. There's no way he shanks that.
I do think he slices it on purpose. Not slice it to get that much movement. But to get that little bit of movement, sometimes you do that, and it worked out for the better.
I think he's too humble. I think, and I love that about him. But he brings himself down.
Anyone knows good technique when you're shooting and everything like that. And when you shank a ball, you know when you're shanking it. He's lined it up, and he's absolutely put that whip left to right on it. And mate, he plays it down. There's, in my opinion, he's meant it 1,000%. You can never tell me any different on that. Mate, it's one of the best goals you'll ever see.
99?
Sorry, what was that?
Teddy Sheringham meant that assist in 99 to Ollie.
100%.
100%, mate. Yeah.
He's claiming that. Don't worry about that.
What about the reaction time on that? Like from Ollie? Like you're just there and you've just got to stick a leg out to it. It's just like
it's funny we talk about like the bench and everything, but you think back to United and you bring fucking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on, he scores 90 goals from the bench.
Teddy
Sheringham. Chicharito always scored a goal from the bench. You look at like the bench we've got now, and I know we've got so many injuries, but you're going, fuck, I don't even want him to make a sub.
But Jordan, no one wants to play that role anymore because if they're not playing, like Garnacho could have stayed as a bench player for like 3-4 years and develop into quite a good player, but his ego just got to him.
Mate, we were talking about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's goal. He's in the top 6 goal scorers for United. 91 goals off the bench. 91 goals, man. Anyway, Beats Nix has joined us. How are you, buddy? He's been texting me on air and he's got a few words to say. How are you, Nick?
How are we?
You all right? He's absolutely devo.
Get him off mute.
Yeah, you're on mute. You're on mute. We can't hear.
Before he unmutes, I've got to head off. So appreciate the day. Enjoy yourselves.
Tom.
Thank you, mate. Legend.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, mate. See ya.
Hey, mate.
Holy fuck, we've been going for over 2 hours.
Can't hear.
Yeah, that's why I had to come on. I got sick of typing.
You probably got sick of watching us.
I was watching the Big Bash.
Yeah. Then it finished and you're like, shit, now this is the other shit I got to watch.
Yeah.
Nick, can't hear, Nick, can't hear. Can't hear, buddy.
Stop whispering.
Mate, he's in India. It's a long way away.
He's Ruben. He's in shock.
Still can't hear. Oh, there we go. I think we can hear him.
Can you hear me now?
Got ya. Yes.
Nah.
Okay. So sorry about that, but not so sorry about the decision that has happened. Like, I am so disgruntled with this club. I'm so pissed. They have no idea what they have done, to be very honest. I know it is partly be blamed on Ruben because the press conference that has happened yesterday was a freaking bad press conference to see. But I'm totally shocked. I'm totally shocked. I have no words. I have no hopes from this club as well. Like, I am not seeing this club finishing anywhere near Europe. Like, seriously, they have no. You are sacking a manager right after. still in that position of 5th and 6th, right there on the brink of getting Europe. We are still getting 5 players from the injury and from the international duty, and you're sacking this. Oh God, where are we going to go from here?
We're going to win the league. You watch. The players will step up and they'll bang it in, and see you later.
Project 150.
Are you kidding me, man?
We're winning it. What do you say?
You know what? They're going to release a statement tomorrow that they've purchased the land to build a new stadium, and we're all just going to forget about it.
Nah, Sesko's going to score a hat-trick against Burnley, and I'm never talking bad about him again.
I'm captaining him against Burnley.
I'm going to beat you in fantasy this week. Easy money.
It's not hard. It's not
Man,
hard.
I captained Ekatike. He didn't even fucking play.
And they want us to be the managers of Manchester United. You know what also I was reading today? That half of Ruben's coaching staff didn't even have the right badges and stuff like that to even be coaches at United and stuff. It's crazy. You don't know if it's true or not, but
you'd hope not. You'd really hope.
Mate, have a look at the bloke. I don't know. It wasn't. I don't know if it's Ruben's assist. No, it wasn't. It was the trainer, right? Have a look at the trainer. The size of the man. They were putting shit on him. He's massive. He's probably 110 kilos.
Let's talk more positive. What about the Leeds physio last night? Now that was good.
Yeah. Chelsea used to have a great physio.
Yeah. And then someone touched her or something, didn't they?
Yeah. I think so.
At least we can laugh. We can laugh.
But guys, I'm going to ask one stupidest question right now on this.
Jordan will answer it.
Do you guys see?
There's no stupid questions on this pod. We've been going 2 hours, 10 minutes. I think we're all drunk from talking now. So there's no stupid questions right now.
We're doing a 24-hour marathon.
Yeah, let's just go.
Subathon or something they're called, aren't they?
Everyone's we're supposed to be talking about Ruben Amorim. We've talked about the history of Manchester United right now.
But
so go for it. Give us a question.
You guys, we know that Ruben was on City's radar as a replacement for Pep. Can we see that thing happen right now in the next 6 months?
I reckon Maresca's got that job.
They were interested in Ruben, if I'm not wrong, right? Before we got him.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of a revenge, because every damn player who has left this club have strived nice in other, they have performed well. Probably that might apply with the same in a managerial role as well. But can you see that thing happening? I happened to ask this question on a group as well.
So I'll throw this back at you. If Man City wanted Ruben, is Ruben really that shit? Or would have Ruben had the backing from the City board to get what he wanted?
Oh, Ruben succeeds at City easily.
100%.
That's the difference. That's the difference.
100%.
You're going into a club that's well run, that you're going to have full control over, and unlimited budget.
Yeah.
He succeeds. He succeeds at nearly every club.
Yeah.
This was my reel today. That's why I did that reel today. I said, if we had a board that actually supported Ruben, considering you went and chased this guy, you went and chased him. You fucking brought him in mid-season.
Yeah. When he didn't want to.
Brought him in mid-season. And he didn't want to come. So again, it's another fuck up by Ineos. It's just an absolute fucking joke. Mate, I was watching shit on TikTok and they're going, oh, I think it's a good decision if we bring in a fucking manager mid-season. I said to him, bring another manager in mid-season. It's just going to cause another problem. I said, we're just going to go back to square one. We're liable to finish fucking 16th.
The only thing
that
can come out of this is to see the players' reactions for the next few months and see how they react to all this. Do they just down tools and that's it for the season? Because at the end of the day, they don't really care. They know that they're not going to win the league. So it's going to be interesting to see how they react to this.
But do you think that they were still, the one thing I can say for the players, they never down tools for Ruben.
No, I mean now though.
They didn't. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. But I don't think, because most managers, they get sacked, they down tools.
Yeah.
Chelsea players did it to their manager, even though he quit. But our players didn't do that. So, look, you got to give players credit for that.
We didn't have any players.
They were willing to work with the manager's system, weren't they?
Yeah.
You know one surprising fact. We sacked Dan Ashworth because he didn't supported Ruben Amorim back when we got him, and now we are back. We have sacked Ruben Amorim. Like both polarized statements that we have. Like it doesn't even make any sense what this board is going for. Like
But
like
not just that,
seriously.
how much did we have to pay Dan Ashworth and Ruben Amorim after they got sacked? Like it's millions and millions. Like, so the club's got no money, right? But we're sacking these people. Like, it's just chaos, and it's been chaos for 20 years. And the only difference is Ineos is now the face of it instead of the Glazers. That's the only difference. I don't see any other difference.
That's what I was saying before. There's nothing that's changed.
Nothing has changed. You can say like he's made staff redundancy and all that sort of stuff, but as a fan of a club, couldn't give a shit about that. You want results on the pitch and win trophies.
It's just like that Scooby Doo.
That's what I'm saying though. Like,
yeah,
what has Ineos changed?
That's what my question before. What positive changes have they made to the football club that you can see?
Yeah, and Adam didn't read out my comment. I was very upset.
What did you say?
What?
I said the best thing they did was cancel the Christmas party because I hate Christmas. But all jokes aside, like I don't see a difference in how things have been run, and obviously we don't see the accounts and all that sort of stuff. But as an image and what you see, it's no difference. They just changed the face of the issue.
It's not. Look, it's not going to. The reason why we've been going 2 hours 15 minutes is because we love football, right?
Yeah.
And we do. Dino, you know, me and you, man. When we talk football, it's always about United. We love talking about the history. We talk right through the club, and we sort of tend to try and ignore what's happening at the top of the club. But at the end of the day, and I think everyone knows. Until something happens at the top of the club, it's still going to be the fucking same.
Mate,
so no matter what manager, sorry,
Fergie knew. Look how he left his squad at the end there.
Yeah.
Oh
like,
no, he.
Do you know what I mean? Like he knew stuff was happening. Like, and it's all good paying.
Yeah, but I mean, he had issues with the Glazers, like through horses and shit like that. That
was the previous owner, the horses.
Yeah, that was the previous owner, but there was still that's when he started coming in. So there was still involvements there with all that. So Fergie doesn't get off scot-free with all this shit as well. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like Fergie's come out and said, and I'll probably get hung for this. It's not like Fergie's come out and said, oh, the Glazers will do this, the Glazers do that. He's never once come out and spoken about the fucking owners.
Because he still gets paid.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mate,
no, I think that got cut, didn't it? Didn't he?
It got cut, but he's still getting paid, isn't he? No,
I don't think he's getting paid by him anymore.
Yeah, but I don't believe he's not getting paid under the table. Like, it's little things like.
You reckon he paid for his ticket yesterday?
Oh, nah. That's not happening, but you know what I mean?
Imagine
do you reckon
they
he paid
him?
The driver? Do you reckon the driver got paid by Glazers or Fergie? Like, you don't know. And that's the thing. Like, the saddest thing about all this is that we're still talking about Fergie. That's my view. Like, I can't believe we're still sitting here talking about him that longer, and there's been nothing positive since. That's the concerning thing.
Yeah, I got a couple of comments here. Got Dean Oren here. Amorim's contracted for another 18 months. Financial nightmare once again.
Good name that.
And Dino Wren again. If Fergie stayed another season, he would have bought back Ronaldo and prime Gareth Bale.
Gareth Bale spent more time in the medical centre as Mason Mount.
The only thing Gareth Bale cared about for the last fucking 8 years of his career was how well he played on the fucking par 3.
Is that
where you got the influence from, Jordan?
The amount of fucking golf you've been talking about lately, fucking hacking your way around the golf course.
Oh, mate, I'm slicing my way around the golf course. It's not good.
Hacking's a term for golf.
Yeah,
that takes
slicing the ball. I'm not hacking the ball.
And hooking and everything like that.
Did you get new clubs?
Yeah, he went and bought $800 clubs.
No,
taking them back, but
yeah.
Fucking, they make me worse.
Oh yeah. What about a few boys from your club, Nick? What have they been saying? Because I tell you what, there's a fair few people that are happy that he's gone.
That's what I'm saying.
The stacks. Do you know the guy? I've got here, Dean. It's me.
Yeah, I know who it is.
Oh, mate. Just say hello.
It's not me, but I know who it is.
It's not you. Yeah, well, you can say hello to him. It's okay.
Imagine it was you just commenting on yourself. Just saying, that guy in the hat's good looking.
He's my Irish brother, mate. Can't see the Irish in me.
Get him on. We'll send him a link.
I'm going to jump off, boys, anyway.
Oh, here we go.
Whatever.
I gotta jump too.
Gotta wind
I've
it
been
up.
talking to you for fucking nearly 3 hours. I'm sick of yous.
Hey, does your missus still live there?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking barely.
She's forgotten about you.
Mate,
Or she can hear
now,
fucking stuff in the
I'm living with a pregnant missus who's got mood swings like you wouldn't believe, and still Manchester United piss me off more. Don't even know how it's possible.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a marriage being.
What crazy food? What crazy food do you have to go get in the middle of the night?
Oh, mate, come on. We're not talking about fucking pregnancy on this pod.
Well,
all right?
we've covered everything else.
Yeah.
We're getting Nick ready. Nick's about due for a baby. He's just now ignored us.
He's frozen. He's in shock. There we go.
No, something's wrong here.
We're talking about
things wrong.
Alright,
looks like he's about to go fly a helicopter.
Yeah. All right, boys, let's wind this up. 2 hours, 20 minutes. 2 hours, 20 minutes. Amorim's gone. Breaking news. Where do we go from here? We've discussed
it's not breaking because it happened like 2 hours ago. You got to change
it. Happened 2 hours ago, exactly. And we covered it here first.
It's a broken news.
We covered it here.
We covered it here first. So
how am I going to sleep tonight?
Honestly,
I'll still be up for the next 2 hours. I'm guessing Jordan and you blokes will still be texting me. So
you don't work. So.
Yeah, I don't work. Semi-retired, so it's nice.
I'm going to watch Napoli play because they played last night. I haven't watched the game yet, so I want to lay in bed and watch that.
Good game. Make sure you watch the last few minutes. Awesome.
Apparently, it gets a bit heated.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that. Conte's going off.
Apparently, I don't watch football, though. Apparently, I don't watch football, but yeah.
I scrolled straight past it because I didn't want to give it away, but I'm pretty sure Napoli win 2-0 anyway. But I want to watch the game. It was a 2-1. 3
red cards.
All right, boys. I'm sure you can talk about that in the chat.
Yeah, true.
The boys want to go to bed. Oh, Nick's in the afternoon there. What time is it there, Nick? I think it's like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock or something, isn't it?
Oh, it's 5:30 here.
5:35. He's ready for dinner.
I'm working parallelly, by the way. If my manager says I'm going to get fired. No, I'm still working.
More
I hope he doesn't see this live stream. I'm not going to post it until tomorrow. Yeah.
All right, boys. I'll talk to you later. See you later.
Thank you, guys. See ya.
See ya, guys.